Harvest Series, the final show. Tonight is our final dinner. We had 5 nights of delicious meals prepared by chefs, local and renowned chefs from our area here in Denver. And we are excited to have you here for our final showdown. And we got Greg Hollenbeck and Brian Friedman from the Moderate Eater, who are going to be putting on an amazing show for you guys tonight. What they do for the dining community here in Denver and all of Colorado is amazing. So I want to say thank you personally and introduce you to everybody here.
Oh, my goodness. What a great welcome. And let's hear it for Eric Hyatt, Carboy, and Logan Street. Just doing a lot of great work. This is the last night of our fall dinner series. It's night 5. It's very exciting. You made it. Welcome. Let's hear it for you guys for coming out tonight. I really want to hear it.
Thank you.
All right, Brian, this is the time that I really love because this is all about community, local, featuring great products and amazing chefs. And without further ado, I want to bring this gal up. She's an amazing friend. She's awesome. She kicks ass in the kitchen, and her name's Chef Rebecca Weitzman. Let's hear it for her. Yes, yes, yes.
Hi, everybody.
Chef Rebecca Weitzman. Let's hear it for her. Woo! All right, this is the last night, Chef Rebecca.
Thank you, everybody, for coming this whole week. It's been super fun. Thank you guys for tolerating us and hanging out with us every day. But no, really, thank you all for joining us. Whoever's been here a couple times this week and coming back tonight, we really, really appreciate the support, and we're super excited to have you here.
Let's tell everybody what they're in store for tonight.
Your first course is the Frontier Farms trout. We have treated that in a pickling liquid, almost like a Scandinavian-style ceviche. So it's cured and cooked in salt and a little bit of our dill pickle liquid with lemons and dill. That's served on top of a warm cauliflower puree. It's a type of a soup. We have some smoked beets that have been marinated, a little bit of the crispy trout skin, some trout roe that we actually got from the trout, which is pretty cool when we were butchering them, and then some dill. So enjoy.
That's the first course. Let's give you an idea of what tonight's going to be like as you eat. Brian, it's kind of like a dinner show.
It's more than that because what this is, folks, and how many people have been to one of our dinners? Can I get a show of hands? Okay,
that's a good amount of people. Welcome.
So you know what you're in store for. What this is it's a culmination. What Greg said, it's about connecting community and how food does that. So what the Modern Eater has done, we've driven around the state, connected farmers, ranchers, breweries, distilleries from all around Colorado, brought them back to the Front Range in Denver and introduced them to this incredible group of chefs that we've had all week long. And then, in turn, you get introduced. Because what's going to happen tonight is we are going to put these ranchers either up here on the stage or on these TVs. And you're going to get to hear these stories, these incredible stories of all these producers around Colorado and what makes the fabric of our food system so important. So I just want to say thank you. This is going to be exciting. Greg?
Let's give them an idea of what they're in store for. As you're enjoying this first course, we'd like for you to settle in, but also take a look at the television. This is what Fresh is all about. And from Frontier Trout Ranch, this came, Kermit Krantz dropped off his delivery. He makes it up here about once or twice a week. And put the volume up on this, give you an idea of what this drop-off was like.
And so as you can see, that is the Trader Joe's across the street right here. Those are live fish right in front of Carboy and Logan Street.
So that's the fish that you're having in the course right now. Little audio difficulties on that, but we actually have standing by Kermit Krantz from Saguache, Colorado. Who knows where Saguache, Colorado is? Saguache, all right, just a couple of people. So just nestled in the San Luis Valley outside of the San de Cristos. Hello and welcome. Hi, Jeremy. The San Luis Valley is Frontier Trout Ranch. It truly is a trout ranch, all right? So farmed trout, and Kermit Krantz joins us right now from Saguache, Colorado, to talk to us about Frontier Trout Ranch. How are you doing, Kermit?
There we go. Hey, Kermit.
Hey, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, you are hot.
Beyond belief we can hear you. Say hello to Kermit, everybody. Kermit Krantz supplied the fish tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kermit. This is my partner, Greg Hines. We're Frontier Trout Ranch.
I love it.
Cool. Tell us about Frontier Trout Ranch, Kermit.
Well, we started about 6-7 years ago from scratch. Our water comes from a deep artesian well. We raise rainbow trout and other specialty trout. We hatch about 100,000 eggs a month now, right, Greg? And we raise them from egg to table. And that's what we do. We raise fresh fish for the food market.
Well, and tell people a little bit about it, because it's not, I mean, I think people go and they don't understand what is a trout ranch. What do you have, lots of runways of water? What is all that about, Kermit?
Well, what we do is we start out, we hatch our eggs, about 100,000 eggs a month, and then we move them from the hatchery to concrete and vinyl raceways. Once we get to about 3/4 of a pound, then we push them out into large earthen ponds. The reason we do that is we start with a high-grade and high-protein fish food, and then we move them out to these earthen ponds where they are supplemented with snails, crawdads, and salamanders. And then we also supplement them with a fish food diet. And as I speak about fish food, we've been working with a small company in Fort Collins called Nodeless Aqua, and they have developed a trout food made out of invasive species from Illinois of Asian carp. So now we're truly recycling. We're taking something that's destroying the rivers in the Midwest, turning it into fish food, feeding our fish, turning it around and serving it to people. So we're in an experimental test on doing that. But what we get to is when we push them out to those big ponds, it allows that other type of crustaceans and more natural buds. And so therefore the fish has less stress, it has more of a natural environment, and of course it reduces our cost.
Thank you, Kermit. Is everybody enjoying the first course? Yeah, Kermit, fear of missing out, you should have it right now because everybody's enjoying this trout course, and we wish you guys were here. But keep doing the great work and bringing us that delicious trout from Saguache, Colorado.
Well, keep doing the great work of making our trout look really good on the plate and keep entertaining people, and we want to continue to bring that farm to table. And as we develop our facility here, someday we'll be able to bring the chefs down to our farm. So we're not only doing farm to table, we're going to bring the table back to the farm. So you can literally come out, see how we raise fish, have a chef cook for a table of 10, and then that way you'll really see how a farmer and farmers really care about what they do to raise a good product for the consumer.
Kermit Krantz, Frontier Trout Ranch. Let's hear for Kermit. Thank you very much, Kermit.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank
for the
you.
Food.
And that's
Kermit,
good.
Thank you.
That should give you an idea of how tonight's going to go. We've got a lot of folks to talk to tonight. We want to thank for being here, Odell Brewing. And Odell is in the house tonight. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Breckenridge Distillery providing the cocktails. And then, of course, Carboy Winery. Let's hear it for Carboy.
Thank you.
Amazing. So in the courses to come, we'll hear from Hazeldell. We'll hear from Odell's. We'll go via Zoom again to a great place, and it's in southeastern Colorado. Luke Larson in Fowler, Colorado. We'll check in with him from Centennial Cuts. Tyzok's going to join us from Carboy. That's always a treat. Where is Tyzok?
He's right over there.
He's right around the corner. And then Charles Talbot, Talbot Farms, a 100-year farm. He's here with us tonight. All's well in the world. This is what I want to do. It's always interesting. The first course, people get off work. You're a little hangry. You need a cocktail or a beer, some wine. And then you start to feel it. I call it the crease. You will be in the crease tonight. So when you look around and you're just kind of getting your bearings and seeing who's who, we always want to take a pre-dinner selfie, and then we'll take one after dinner. Wait until you see the difference. It's going to blow you away. We are streaming live on the Modern Eater Facebook and YouTube, so please like us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Share your pictures. Hashtag
Fall Dinner Series.
Hashtag Fall Dinner Series. Use that. Jay Parker, our executive producer, is going to take a photo of us right now. So everybody smile. Here comes the pre-dinner selfie. All right. We're going to bring the music up. Enjoy that course. The second course is going to come out. Thanks for being here for Chef Rebecca Weitzman. This is her dinner. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef.
I'll just use this because I can.
Take one. Yeah, we only need me and Brian will share.
So you guys eat each one. I'm just.
Okay, at the talking table. This is my favorite part. You know why? Put your headset on, Brian. There you go. Let's get together. Game time.
Yes, indeed.
All
Yes,
right,
indeed.
all right. Just knocking off the. We're on it.
Nice.
All right, more food than we could ever want.
Hey, listen, you know what's on this
Food
plate
on
is
it.
one of my favorites because it's that crispy trout skin, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried it, man, but it is a treat.
This is what I love about great chefs, find a way to utilize every single part of the ingredients that they're using, and a lot of cross-utilization as well. Eric Hyatt, Jason joins us as well. Snap, what a week, first of all.
It's been a crazy week.
It has been a crazy week.
Amazing, though.
And I can't think of any better weather, any better community, the people that are here, the chef that's cooking tonight are just friends and family around, and it just continues to grow. Honestly, I don't even know where we go from here, but we'll,
We thank you guys.
we'll figure
No,
out a
it's,
way.
It's nice to have you in our house and part of the family, and we've definitely had a lot of fun. I got to sit for a couple of the nights, which was awesome.
Isn't it wild?
Yeah,
being
what's
on
it
that
like
other
on the
side?
other
Yeah.
side? I don't even
Well,
know.
one was on purpose. I had friends in town, and obviously Tyzak came and joined, and Litch from Breck Distillery, so we actually got to have fun and had a beautiful table of people, you know, and the food was awesome because it was Alex Seidel, and he's just super dialed.
Knocks it out
you know,
of the
but
park, doesn't he?
we got to hang out, and you know, we got as wild as we could during COVID. You know, it was a fun night.
I'm eating alone.
Oh, let me jump in. Let me
I've,
jump
I've
in.
been
No,
pick,
you're
I've
on.
been picking at these components all day. You know, Chef Rebecca. You know, no, she's been very gracious. She's been letting me nibble at the chips, and I was like, "Did you buy these?" She's like, "Of course not." She's like, "I made them from scratch, like everything." So.
Oh, it's cool. Those are Strohauer Ranch, or Strohauer Farm, rather. Sorry, Strohauer Farm fingerling potatoes that she sliced thin and deep fried, man. And those are the
Crispy,
bomb.
perfect salt level.
And this dill poach is right up my alley.
I think your mic's on, but I don't know if it's coming. Is Eric Hyatt's mic on? Just trying to figure.
His mic was buried in his mustache.
Yeah, it might have been just buried. Let's see if we can hear you there.
Is it working?
It might be just a little closer. Yeah.
And Eric, you're about. I see that trout skin on your spoon right there. You are about to
And
get
the
a
roe.
treat.
You got like the perfect caviar bite right there. I think that came from Chef Scott's trout yesterday. They harvested the roe.
The row.
Yeah, I saw that on his pre-Instagram shares.
Yeah,
Isn't-
this dill is awesome. The what it's marinated. I'm a big pickle fan.
Are you?
Yeah, I make my own. I buy every time I go to the grocery store. I see something new. I'll buy that jar, test it out. This is right up my alley.
I don't think the dill
I
was
love it.
pickled though. She used the
flour. She
used the dill
No, the
juice.
pickling from the fish.
Yes, she used the dill juice
Yeah.
in a ceviche style with the fish. So she soaked it in
I
there.
got that
so.
skin bite.
Hashtag skin bite.
Hashtag stuck in my tooth.
Yeah.
What are you drinking over there?
Well, here's a treat. What we
Talbot's.
is that how I scare you
Yeah, good
off?
stuff.
Just hand you a microphone.
I just
My
had
sister's
the,
here with us
apple
tonight.
wine.
I just told them too. I was like, "Who does your branding? Like your designs for your cans and stuff?"
I know. It doesn't do a great
He's
job,
like, "I do."
Talbots.
I'm like, "You did a great job with it, man. Solid."
Boy, I got to tell you, the food all week.
Yeah.
Have you guys had a favorite dish or just one favorite ingredient over this last week?
I was just talking about it with Dana. Dana's one of our own. Works over at Angelo's on 6th. One of Eric's favorites. But her and Larry have been here for all 5 nights, so we got into it. We're like, what was the... They ranked it based on, not on favorite chef, but they picked their favorite course.
They've literally been taking notes
Yep.
all week long. I
Yeah.
love that. And when you get it, it's like that was our theme. Our theme was, our hope was everybody join us for 5 evenings in a row. Obviously, life doesn't
Yeah.
dictate that you can do that, and sometimes your
And some
waistline
cookies a task.
doesn't either.
And there were some standouts, but it's like really, you know, if you put 15 people together, they ate all of the dinner. Everybody's going to have a different favorite.
Yep.
You know, it's like it was really hard to go wrong on a lineup like this.
Well, and what's cool about that, though, is because we all truly do tie into something completely different. What you love about the diversity, even of a crowd of 15,
at these dinners, I keep asking people, and some people go right to the drinks. Because some
We
people
hope
are like,
so.
oh my gosh.
I'm a bartender by trade. That's where I want them to go. Like, set the stage, like you said. What did you call it? You got to hit the curve or hit the
crease.
Hit the crease.
Hit the crease, yeah.
You don't get to the crease as quickly without drinks.
You really
You need
don't.
a couple of aperitivos.
As Brian would say, just lubricate yourself a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, we all need a little lubrication, man, especially as you get older. Your
Yeah.
joints need it.
I don't know. So Chef Scott.
What else
Hibbin
is
at-
in the Talbot cooler there? Is there anything that I can...
Oh, yeah,
everybody's-
definitely.
It's
Yes,
like I'm
yes.
sitting here talking about bartending and needing lubrication and
That's right. And then
getting
we
to
have
the
a
all
crease.
talk
I'm the
and
only
no
one.
action.
I'm the
Well,
only
let
one
me
without
help
a
you
beverage.
here, sir.
The only one sans beverage.
We've got a sweet. We've got a hopped hard cider, too. This is a hopped one.
Scrappy apple, though.
Yep.
So,
Yep, I'll join you with one of
snap-
those, maybe.
It
Right.
almost rhymes with snappy apple.
So I have a halfway serious question for you two, and I really
We're halfway serious guys.
I really
Very
value
appropriate.
I value your opinion, and you were actually featured on a news piece talking about patio seating, and as we see, we're all spread out in a patio, and out front here, Brian and I went for a little stroll around the block. It's popping. Friday evening, literally, I think if there was one table, it was just because it was being transitioned.
Oh man, we're blessed. We're fortunate.
Look around the corners. What's next? What's next for you guys? I know you're doing some creative things, Eric, at Angela's.
Yeah. So when you have that patio seating, it goes away when the winter time comes. People will sit out there during the day if the weather's nice.
Yeah.
But as soon as the sun goes down, you gotta have a parka on
Yeah,
to enjoy your. And the food gets cold quick. So we're going to be starting to build our greenhouses on the back patio at Angelo's. So instead of losing 9 tables, we'll only lose 4.
Okay.
So it'll give us 5 additional.
4 tables, not seats.
4 tables.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a loss of 16 or so seats. But we can do 5 greenhouses on there. We can fit up to 6 or 8 people into them as well. They'll be different themed, and we have all the sanitization that we're going to be taking place in between the seating of those guests. We have ventilation in there as well. We have heaters for them. The trick is, you can create places for people to dine and stay warm come wintertime outside. But the trick is, where do people go and stand when there's a wait?
Yeah.
If they have to wait for a table, the people that have driven their cars could, hang out maybe in their car or something. But there's Uber and Lyft and people who walk, and so we're really trying to come up with some fun ideas for waiting over at Angelo's, where they can wait outside. So we have some nifty tricks up our sleeves, little fire pits. Yep, you see it in there. That's my fire pit.
A lot of tricks in there.
Well,
These are the G-rated tricks. These are the ones that are more adult-oriented.
So just try to have fun with it.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, especially in an older building like Angelo's.
Yeah.
Because, you don't have the luxury. It's a very
pack 'em in.
compartmentalized building that
Yeah.
you have there with lots of rooms.
Yeah.
And so it's not like you can take down a wall or do something real creative
Took
and
down
fast.
too many walls as it is.
And so I love to hear what you guys are doing because I don't think people realize, for someone like you that all of a sudden you lose a ton of seating inside,
Yeah.
the outside is so valuable. And then once that changes,
And we've also been, we have a 2-hour dining policy too that we are reluctant to utilize, and we hate it. To actually.
Do you ever need to use it?
We do.
You have had to say
Yeah,
2 hours?
Yeah.
People
Time's up.
want to
post
get
the
out,
signs.
It's
That
like
goes-
they want to get out, they want to have some respite, so it's like sometimes they're not just going to dine and dash, they're there to, especially at Angelo's and Littleton, it's like
Yeah.
there's not much else going on in
Make a
Littleton.
night of it.
Yeah.
Type
So
of thing.
even pre-COVID, you
Yeah.
go down to Angelo's and Littleton, you're there for 4 or 5 hours.
Well,
you haven't-
and that's what I was going to ask, because I think that you guys have a very tight-knit clientele that support you. They're very local. I don't know what you say. Just loyal, right?
Yeah, that comes from Eric building. He built that
Agreed,
clientele from the
agreed.
ground up, and from day one, he's always been neighborhood driven.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
here's the
been
question.
ethos.
The question is the tolerance there? Do you feel like that your customers, your guests are running thin on tolerance with this COVID, and you can't gather at the bar, and we want to do,
Yeah,
or do you feel they're hanging in there?
There's more dialogue about it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good point that you bring up because in the very beginning, within the first 6 months, people were mostly tolerant.
Very.
And now, we're going into the 7th month of, of the changes that we're dealing with in regards to COVID, and some people's patience is wearing thin. Different viewpoints on what's acceptable and not acceptable. Different viewpoints on
So
on we should
polarized.
yeah, we
It's
should
so
open or we
political
shouldn't
now,
close.
too.
I mean, you also have a landscape where there's some people that are not complying, not adhering, so they go to these other restaurants and bars, or they see it on the news in another state where it's a free-for-all.
Yeah. Well, good
You know, and
riddance
then
is
you-
how I feel
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And here's the rub. You guys are now police as well.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like,
hard part.
Man.
Well, and when people become too aggressive, and that's the thing that's scary for probably an organization like yours, because firsthand you've had an experience where people are aggressive and they don't need to be.
Yeah.
And so it's got to send a shockwave through the entire organization. And we all got to keep our heads straight. I mean, and keep it classy is what we have been saying, you know, since March and April.
Well, and know
It's-
before you go.
Yeah,
Know,
and hospitality is the name of the game, and I think that's
Yeah.
what we're all in this for. We all have an inherent love for hospitality, for entertaining our guests, for serving good food, and having a really hospitable environment.
Which flies
And
in
if
the face of policing people.
yeah,
you know,
but if
so
you
it's-
hang on
it's
to
tough.
that though, if you do it with that, you know, as your moniker, you know, you usually come out above or on top at least. And,
Yeah.
and you can save the guests who maybe are really frustrated with those kinds of experiences. You know?
99% of the people coming in are great. You know, it's just that 1% that comes in and they're, you know, they're not they're having a frustrated day and they take it out on their, you know. you gotta
Those are my favorite.
Take care of your
favorite guests, to
bartenders.
be
Take care of
honest.
your servers. Be nice. Say an
Yes.
extra please, an extra thank you, and
throw
you know,
in a
just
little
don't-
extra
don't be
cash,
don't
too.
be a jerk. You know,
You
don't be
know?
a. We say it, you know, differently behind the bar. But just, you know, don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do say it differently behind the bar. And it's going to get interesting. I really want to see, and I think that if anybody, it's Denver, it's in particular Denver. So many people that are so passionate about their restaurants, their organization, the people that work for them, that I know the ingenuity and the creativeness is just going to continue to flow. And I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's going to be all about seating and accommodations and experience. Which brings us to this kind of crazy experience, connecting people.
5 nights in a row.
5 nights in a row.
I got to tell you,
Very
this has
fulfilling.
really,
Good vibes.
there's
right?
been
Have you had any
something about the
complaints
fall.
over there?
Something
No,
about the
I
fall.
think Craig yelled at us all well enough that first night or two.
Were
that,
we a
you
little
know,
loud that first night?
I don't think we were, but I just think he wanted to set the stage for make sure that we take care of our neighbors and, you know, turn the music off by 9, and if they go to bed at 8:30
Yeah.
and we kept them up, then I'll buy them dinner tomorrow or something.
Yeah, don't
But
let
how
them know that.
respectful, though.
Yeah.
Because, listen, so many restaurants wouldn't necessarily care.
Yeah, well,
About
we're
their neighborhood.
neighborhood-driven place.
Yeah.
So I mean, who's
Well,
our
these-
closest neighbors right here?
And they're probably people that are guests as well.
Yeah.
At certain
We hope
point.
so.
Well, Greg, I want to say real quick, the one
Uh-oh.
thing nice about these apartments right here, you have had a big screen TV view
yeah.
of the fall dinner series this
smells.
year.
Imagine the smells
And can you
wafting into the-
I think
imagine?
it'd be,
Yeah.
kind of tease
I would
me a
be
little
jealous,
bit.
and I would want to go buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I'll
All
tell
right,
you.
we're setting up for this course, too. I love to peek into the kitchen. Here's what I want to do. Chef Rebecca is assembling this dish right now. Let's bring Chef Rebecca on the stream right now. I think we've got guys, no headsets on, no Jay.
Jay.
Hey, Jay Parker, can I have you, pal?
He's got to try a French.
Can
fries
we
in
get
there.
the
He's
chef
got
on?
occupied.
I got him. This is about to happen right here.
Let's get the chef mic'd up.
These
Chef,
co-
we're
these-
going to bring your mic on the stream, not over the house, but we want to talk to you about this dish on the stream.
I can work and talk.
You are live. We can hear it.
Oh, great.
Perfect. So you're just topping that off with that. Is that a little Emerald Gardens microgreens there, hopefully?
Yes.
I love it.
I want to give another local microgreen company some prep, too.
Yes, throw it out there.
Mountain Man Micro Farms. I have both tonight.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. You know, and Rebecca, isn't it all about supporting local small farms and as many as we can all the time, right?
It is. We use Andy, his farm, Mountain Man Micros here, but we were lucky enough to get some Emerald Garden screens, so we decided to merge them
Merge
and
it?
use both tonight.
I love it.
We gotta still support our own, right?
Heck yes. And you know what? Hey, I
Maybe
say
they're here next time.
introduce him to the Modern Eater because we'd love to bring him in too.
He's amazing.
You know, because this is what it's all about, community and food, and how do we make the connections for you all with these people that are doing great things, but they might be so small no one gets their info.
Or there's just so many people you can use in a week. You know, you'd love to have more, but
Yep. Isn't that the truth?
I gave Jay a list of about 10 breweries, you know, and a
Yeah,
couple made it on, and there's been a couple new ones, and
What's it as the black
it's nice to meet new friends and still hang with old friends.
And isn't that so important?
What do you
think?
I mean, because I think that's what some chefs do it really well, quite honestly,
Yep.
where they go out there and they're like, listen,
Proactive.
I'm going to
Hey, man,
find a little
I
spot,
learned
a
it from
little
watching
niche for
you.
everyone. And, you know, and some people are like, oh, I can't have that many vendors. But quite honestly, you know, I always have believed that the accounting department should work as hard as the kitchen works. And, you know, if the kitchen is willing to do
This is our accounting department right here. This is Bradley. He's here making a guest appearance, and he handles all 7 restaurants, and he's still here serving a dinner tonight. So,
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
oops, sorry, Chef.
Okay, how was that first course? Were you enjoying that? Did you like that? Great. Second course coming out right away. We've got some more stuff for you, too. Brian, where's Chef Rebecca? There she is. Chef Rebecca Weitzman.
Hi.
The second course here, it's coming out right now. Let's describe it.
So we took some Hazeldell royal trumpet mushrooms and sliced them and marinated it with some herbs and cherry vinegar, little sea salt. And then we charred those right on that smoker grill so they get a really nice kind of charcoal flavor on those. They're served on top of City Bakery focaccia, another local purveyor that we use here. There's some toasted hazelnuts, and then the warm sauce is a fonduta, a fontina fondue. And then we use some of these beautiful microgreens, a little peppery mix, and toasted hazelnuts.
Oh, that's awesome. This is going to be a delicious course, as you can tell, so dig into that. Featuring mushrooms in this
Yes,
course.
I love mushrooms.
Go right here to the Mushroom Man.
Hi.
Look at that. We're in a mushroom room right now.
Hazeldell Mushrooms and Jared Womack. Jared, how are you? Good to see your face.
Yeah. Doing well. How's everything going tonight?
We're about to dig in on some mushrooms right here. Where are you, sir? It looks like you have a baggie of your native soil.
I am indeed. Yep, I'm in one of our Royal Trumpet rooms here at Hazeldell Mushroom Farm in Collins.
Tell us about Hazeldell Farm. Or just go away.
Well, Hazel has been in Fort Collins. We opened 7, and I've been working for 12 and a half years now, and recently took over as the owner of Hazeldell Mushrooms. So happy to be growing great organic mushrooms for the Northern Front Range here in Colorado.
Well, Jared, and tell the guest here, how many different varieties of mushrooms are you growing right up there in Longmont, or Loveland, rather? Well, I might jump
Sure.
in.
So we're currently growing 10 different varieties at the farm. We grow shiitake, oyster, royal trumpet, which you see behind me here, lion's mane, cinnamon cap, Pio Pino, golden oyster, pink oyster, and cremini, and hopefully we're going to be getting coffee going here.
Awesome.
What's your favorite mushroom? Brian, what's your favorite mushroom?
My favorite mushroom, you know, it kind of depends what I'm going to do with it, I would say. But right now, the royal trumpet is one of my favorites. So we actually just had a staff party here, and we cooked up a bunch of mushrooms for everybody, and this was one that we prepared ourselves here at the farm this evening.
I think that's probably most people's, right?
Yep. And Jared, where can people find your mushrooms?
You can find our mushrooms locally at foods markets, stores, and you can also visit our farm here from Monday through noon to 4. We have a pop-up mushroom market set up out front. And coming soon, hopefully within the next month or two, we're going to have a brand new retail space where you'll be able to come in and see the mushrooms and get all your mushroom needs taken care of right here. So,
Jared, one last thing. I need that T-shirt that you have on right there, that Hazeldell Mushrooms T-shirt. That is cool. Thank you so much, Jared. We appreciate your time. Everybody, please thank Hazeldell and Jared Womack.
So let's get those beer plates out and let's start doing the carpaccio. Yes.
Okay, who here is a wine drinker? Okay, yes. How about spirits? Who's drinking spirits? How about beer? All right, who's drinking everything? Yeah, that's a good call. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
What's up?
And yes. Odell Brewing.
I know. So I want to have Katie Guffrey come up. Katie, are you around? Where are you? Hey, Katie.
I'm ready.
You're ready. And you got a beer in the hand? Thank you so much. Tell people, and they should know, you should know Odell Brewing, but tell people about Odell Brewing Company.
Well, if you know us or don't know us, we've been around for 30 plus years, which has been pretty phenomenal. We're the second oldest craft brewery in Colorado.
That's
So-
real. That's true?
That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Boulder Beer Company opened about 10 years before us, and we were right there 10 years later. But still, I mean, in 1989, there was not a lot going on for craft beer. The oldest craft brewery in Fort Collins, and just been dedicated to what beer is, which is deliciousness and people, and and being connected to the community. So we're still family owned and operated. We're an employee owned company, so we want to keep it real. Keep it with our people, and continue that passion for craft beer and the culture and community of craft beer, which is really important.
Which one?
Yeah, and Greg, you
The
might not
good
know this,
behaviorable.
but my
This
favorite
is-
was your flagship. 90
90
shilling.
shilling? Oh yeah,
Oh
who
my
loves 90
God.
shilling? I mean,
Yes,
we
who
all
loves
do.
90
Yeah.
shilling? Yeah.
It's great.
This good behavior, it is crushable IPA. This
Yeah.
is a delicious beer.
So Good Behavior is one of our newer ones, and it's just a lower ABV, but still wonderful with the hops, and gives you the experience of what an IPA can be.
Does good behavior create bad behavior?
I mean, maybe if you drink enough of them.
Probably.
But also Odell IPA on tap will make that happen too. So it's fine. We'll
Yeah.
whatever we need.
What did you bring tonight? You have two offerings.
So we have the Good Behavior, which is one of our newer releases, and then also Mountain Standard. Mountain Standard came out a little over a year ago, and that's kind of like our ode to a Colorado IPA. Kind of takes characters from East Coast and West Coast. So it has a little bit of haziness, but a really nice pronounced hop character to it. Yeah. We do hops phenomenally, and even if you're not a hop fan, you'll love our beer because it's not overly bitter. It's super balanced, and it's got really nice flavor to it.
Jay and I, a couple of years ago, went and visited you guys. We're shooting hoops, no big deal, in the back,
Yeah.
and just what's it like there right now with such just an amazing yard and the tasting room?
Yeah.
Are things closed down, or are you opening up back up slowly?
Yeah, so it's been definitely a process of it. We have our tap room here in Denver in the Rhino District, and then obviously like our main facility in Fort Collins. Luckily, Fort Collins, we have a beautiful and extensive patio, so it's been on our side to be able to go out. They closed down Larimer Street for a couple blocks, so we've been able to extend out there down here in Denver. But just being creative with the space and making it happen. And we're allowing people inside in a safely distanced manner, and then obviously trying to push the beer to go, and just trying to make it work, Yeah. it's been good.
Another great Colorado brand, Odell Brewing Company. Thank you, Katie Guffrey.
Thank you.
Amazing for coming
Appreciate
here
it.
tonight.
Cheers, y'all.
Really appreciate you, Katie. Okay, second course. Looks like most everybody that course is gone, which is
Devoured it, so it was terrible, right?
which is fantastic. Okay, we're going to bring the music back up. We've got a lot more people to talk to tonight. I do want to give a special welcome to this table in the back. These are the folks from Shamrock Foods, and Shamrock Foods is a company that is so amazing. They support local. They work with so many farms. This is a company that if you don't know them, food service, everybody knows them. They work so hard for us to create those great relationships, and we can't thank you enough for being here tonight. Shamrock Foods, thank you again, you guys. Really appreciate you.
I got a fun fact for you, too, when we go to break.
Getting his headset on. I've got mine on. Eric's all mic'd up. Brian's using the restroom, which means tequila. His world. Chef
You guys had
Rebecca.
some tequila last night, I heard.
I love. We had
Well, I
one.
don't think
We
have
had
any
one.
more of these, so
I
let's
love
get,
kitchen talk. and you never know what you're going to hear, but you get the realness.
Yeah.
And the
Can you-
biggest
Sometimes
thing,
it's really real.
Can you
to me, the
show
most
us
important
the
thing in a
new
kitchen
service
is
of,
communication.
Yep.
Being able to
Where'd they
talk,
go?
being able to be heard and acknowledging that you're heard.
Where are they?
This is something that without that, when a kitchen breaks down, and you guys have been in this business forever and a day, the continuity of the kitchen to be able to be caught up.
You need to break it. You have to break what direction it's going in to cause it to be that way. You got to stop, break it, and then rebuild that back up again.
That's not
I mean,
easy.
for me, whether you're behind the bar or in the kitchen, like if you
Break
watch
it.
these two, they've worked for so long that it's not necessarily about the verbal communication. They have that nonverbal going on where they know, Scott and Rebecca, they know where each other's going, even though they've never worked in this kitchen.
They bump into each other.
Greg, they're putting you to work, Greg.
Servers that work here, please. Thank you.
Oh, Eric jumped right out.
She was talking to you, though. You got to get in there.
Oh, she wants me to serve.
I need one of those.
Okay, gotcha.
You need a server, yeah.
Eric Hyatt's on it, just like that. Chef Rebecca, can you hear us?
I can.
Oh, sweet. Can you give us a play-by-play of what you're putting together?
Yes. We're doing a seared beef. Can you go grab me 6 of the
I did.
oval gray plates from Jaime's station, please? Thank you. We are doing a seared beef carpaccio. We've crusted the beef with a little bit of Aleppo pepper and za'atar that we got from the Spice Guys. That's being served over a sheep skyr tzatziki sauce. It's being finished with Fruition Farms feta and some crispy chickpeas and a little bit of blistered, remind me of the farm? The shishito peppers.
Petrarco Farms.
Petrarco Farms shishito peppers.
Where's Petrarca Farms?
It's up in Brighton, and it's a 100-year. What's really interesting about Petrarco
Thank you,
Farms
sir.
is their main farm, but they lease out a lot of land as well. And their farm spans from Brighton to Brian. Come on in.
I know they were on the check-in the other night, but I didn't get to catch everything they were saying.
Yeah, Brian's got a great description of Petrarco Farms. Talk about
was asking
Petrarco
about
Farms
Petrarco.
out of Brighton.
Yeah, Petrarco Farms. I mean, this is another 100-year-old family farm. They're on the 5th and 6th generations right now. They stretch from Brighton all the way to Greeley.
That's right. How many? Didn't he say he had like
Over
3,000
3,000 acres, yeah. And they're doing a ton
crazy.
of different commodities. So they do everything. Well, the family farm started from actually leafy greens, which is all of your like lettuces, red leaf, green leaf, romaine. And then,
Does that do well in Colorado?
it
You gotta work
actually
hard,
does,
does
but
it?
what, I don't know if you heard last night what they were telling us. It's super cool. Is a family actually came over with their own seed from Italy
Awesome.
and started growing that seed when they
Lettuce seeds.
finally got lettuce seeds when they finally got the land, and that is just, I mean, and it's just so cool because truly the family's been a really integral part, and I've been working with them for years and years. They came to me about 4 years ago and said, we want to do organic, and we want to consult with you because you know organic.
Yeah.
And so they started 40 acres.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
not
and it's
easy
continued to
transition.
grow, which is so exciting because it's really, they're finding the passion for how can we improve our soil? How can we sort of give back and create
I mean, you taste that.
regenerative?
You
Yeah.
taste that. You know, it's like switching over to biodynamic viticulture or organic viticulture, or just caring a little bit more about what you're putting into your soils. And you know, it's nice to see that somebody reaching out to do that, especially somebody that's been doing the same thing for 100 years.
Yeah, isn't it wild? Hey,
I
by the
have a good question
Yeah.
for you. So they've been doing it for 100 years here. I know Seattle Fish has been here for about 100 years. Who are some of the other OGs in the state that
Oh my
you
God,
know and love?
That's a great question. Talbot Farms, one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mentioned them.
We buy grapes from them for our wine. So
The
we know
Saccato
them well.
family is another one up there that's with them. So there was the Saccata family and the Petrarco family, and there's one other family up there, and it's all of a sudden escaping me. But
All in that Brighton area?
All in that Brighton area. So there were 3 big farms that or family farms that are still around to this
North
day.
of Longmont, where is Brighton exactly?
So Brighton is actually just really about 30 minutes north of Denver.
Oh, okay.
You're not even that far, but it's a little to the northeast sector of the
Brighton
corner. Yeah,
Boulevard-ish?
exactly. So if you
Follows
just
that?
take that Brighton Boulevard, it sort
Yeah.
of goes a little more
Well, let me
northeast.
ask you. So in come right over.
Questions from our audience. We love that.
I love it.
I do
love
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
And probably should have just put them on a microphone. microphone, but I don't know whether he was going to tell
That's
me
Gary.
I had like
That's
a
Gary. Gary.
booger
Gary.
in my
That's
nose.
Gary. He's one of our biggest supporters. He's a wine club member, and he's here a couple
We got to
times a
get
day.
Gary on the stream.
Yeah, and so he played our first post-COVID wine dinner about a week and a half ago, and I think we just cut a deal a couple minutes ago for him to play next week at our dinner.
Eric,
So-
would you go get that gentleman? We have one more headset. I'd
Yeah,
love to
grab
put him
Gary.
on that headset. Gary's going to come
You
over and
want
talk
this
to
one
us.
here for him?
In Paonia, Colorado, is Berg Harvest a Centennial farm?
You know, they're not. They're not. They've
They're
bought
real
that. Now
close.
they've owned. Here's what's an interesting thing about Berg Harvest is they've owned the land for like 60 plus years.
Yeah.
They just started really cultivating it, and so this is one of the family farms that we work with, Snap, and they have Evercrisp, Honeycrisp, cherries, and all these awesome,
Yeah.
really sort of that Paonia niche.
I just went to Paonia for the first time last week, which was pretty cool. And we checked out a vineyard.
I love Paonia.
Yeah, we have vineyard friends, the Storm Sellers,
Yeah.
Steve and Jamie. And
Aren't they?
Those
Don't
two
you
are
want their
darlings,
life?
darlings.
You want
of
their
the only
life.
thing not darling about them is that we were able to buy some of their fruit in 2017, and now they're using it all for themselves. So that's the only thing non-darling about them.
Yeah.
Is that we can't, because their fruit is great. It's amazing. But
Well, they've evolved.
All right, I want to do this
Yeah,
here
they've
real
evolved.
quick. Hi, Gary.
how are you?
I am so sorry that you were like, oh, are you live? I was like, yeah, and then you had a question.
Are you live now?
We're still
We're
live.
still live, and you're live with us.
Yeah?
I told them they needed to talk to you. But we can talk when we're not.
No, Gary, first of all, you mean a lot to this community and the folks here. I understand you are a part of the Carboy family.
Well, so it seems, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been a member of their wine list?
Oh, from the beginning.
From the
Isn't that
beginning?
right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, at least. Yeah.
Since day one?
Well, I mean, if you must ask the details. And,
Sure.
I gave him the details. He wants to hear it from you. I gave him a full bio
Oh,
on
you mean all the way back
I
to
gave him
City O?
no, not that far.
Okay.
City O
so
City.
are
City
you
O City,
familiar
yeah.
with City O?
Sure.
Dan Landis.
Are you
Yep.
familiar with what was Mickey's City Spirits? Remember that place?
I do.
You do remember that?
The guy's a bass player.
Who's the bass player?
City O Wine.
Okay, City O Wine. Yeah.
Yeah, I played music with him. But we were sitting at City O City one day, my wife and I. And there was this bearded-looking dude with a red and black flannel check shirt.
This is Eric.
Sounds like Eric. I was going to
Eric
say the same
guy.
thing.
No, it's not Eric.
It's
And,
not Eric.
And, you know, all these other hipster dudes were sitting at the bar all the way, drinking beer. But
No, it's not Eric.
one guy, he was drinking a glass of wine. And we would always go over to City O for their $2 happy hour. And I looked at him and I said, if you don't mind my asking, look around. Everybody's drinking beer, but you're drinking wine. What's the deal? He
Oh, I know who this
He
is.
says,
I
"I'm
know this
Tysock."
story.
He said,
yes.
my name's Tysock and I make wine. And we get to talking a little more. And I said, you know, Tysock is a very interesting name. He says, yeah, my parents named us, all three of us, with Z's in their names.
So xylophone.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's an X, isn't it?
It's an X. I'm
It's
an
an
idiot.
X,
So,
What are some other Z names for people?
Renzi.
Renzi. All right.
And I said,
Xenia.
so it turned out that
Zena.
Tysock and I knew people in common in West Virginia. He said, yeah, I
That's
make
about as
wine
random
over
as
at
you
this
get.
place called Carboy. We went there the next day,
Mm-hmm.
met all these people, and I guess that's how it started.
And there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question. What was your question?
I used to know somebody named Jan Hollenbeck.
Hollenback?
I don't remember.
Okay, Jan.
But Hollenbeck is such an unusual name here in Denver.
Yeah.
I just wanted to figure out if you and I had met like 15 or 20 years
Well,
ago.
my mother is actually right there at the end of that table.
Oh, wow.
I'll ask my mom, but she would definitely know. That's Patricia. We've lived in this neighborhood for 48 years.
It was Jan and Gary Hollenbeck, if I don't.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to dig in on that one. See what's going on. I'm
we got to meet your mom at some point tonight.
Well,
We will. I guarantee you that.
I'm sure you will.
That time will come.
That's right. What do you think of this dinner?
Oh my God! So we've had 2 courses so far. They're a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You heard it here first.
10 out of 10,
10
chef.
out of 10.
Look at this baby getting
Oh
assembled.
look, and
We should probably start turning on some lights out here for the chefs.
I know. Well, isn't it cool that, I mean, listen, these local, these peppers, Petrocco Farms, tomatoes, Rocky Mountain Fresh.
I know. I just want to snatch one of those
Fruition
Cheetos off
Farms
there.
and their cheese.
you
Those
guys are
cheeses all week
something
long.
else.
Been
Well, thank you, man. I mean, that's kind of what keeps us going are those nice compliments. As easy as it looks, it is. I mean, we're talking about food and drink, right? Good friends with us, Eric and Snap. You know these guys, right?
no, never met them. But I have to tell you, when we tried to get tickets, there was only one left.
Okay.
And tonight's our anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary.
And there was no room, and
who made Maggie made it happen?
of course, well, either Maggie or Jason or Eric. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe Craig or Joe.
We're happy to have you here though, because
Well,
it's not a dinner on this corner without the two of you.
Well,
You always brighten up the guest lineup.
and that's how we feel about you. This.
Yeah.
In the word in French for when you have a regular place is a canteen. And when I lived in Paris, we had our canteens for the morning and for the evening.
Her ears must have been ringing.
Here we go.
Gary, this is Patricia. This
Hello,
is Gary.
Patricia.
Turn this microphone
Pleasure
on
to
for you.
meet you.
You too.
He was asking a question. You're going to have to put that microphone right up to your mouth. There you go. Hey, Mom.
Hi.
Hi.
I had to come over. I can't ever come to these things without coming over and saying hi.
We're
That's
glad-
what we said. We
How
said,
are
when's your
you?
mom coming up here?
Good to see you again too. Yeah, I remember my birthday down in Angelo's. What a kick. Had a great time. And you again were?
My name's Gary Levin, and I used to know some people named Jan Hollenbeck.
Oh, did you? No.
Is that your family?
No.
Jan and Gary, he said.
Jan and Gary.
Holland back?
That's what I...
Hollenbeck.
No, it's back.
Oh.
Yeah.
One letter, and
that's
they're not
it.
even
It
related.
changes.
It's like one other country over. One letter is like a
Get it.
That's true.
Austria versus Hungary.
Yeah.
That far removed.
How's the dinner so far?
Oh, it's delicious.
So I'm going to
In fact,
get
I
this
have to get my
back
picture
and
tonight
go back
with the
and
chef.
Thank you,
I'm
Gary.
sorry.
I have to get my picture with the chef.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, even though she's not a cute guy, she's a pretty nice-looking woman.
This is my mom, Chef Rebecca.
Yeah, you too. It's nice to meet you.
Did Mom make it to any
I was
dinners
telling me I have to get a picture
throughout the
with
week?
She went
you.
down.
Yeah,
to
that's,
Alex.
that's
yeah.
sort of my
She wasn't
deal.
here yesterday?
That's
is to
amazing.
get pictures
No,
with
that was
the
somebody else
chef.
at Scottsdale.
And you'll be my first woman.
Yay! I love that.
That's right.
Thank you.
Girl power.
Yes.
Girl
You guys, and
power.
isn't
love
it
it.
interesting? Have you noticed the faces that keep coming back? And people really doubled down on this fall dinner series. And
4
because they
nights,
had to
5 nights.
pre-purchase their tickets.
Yeah.
And we sold out. So it
got
was a
'em quick.
tough
So
ticket
what's
to
Ronnie
get.
babbling on about here?
Oh, nothing.
Wow.
Just promoting the
go
radio
straight for the
show.
neck.
What we do.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Going off the
but
rails.
nothing.
Well, anyway, I got what I came up for.
Did you get a picture?
Not yet, but I will.
Yes, you will. I'll bring Chef over a little bit later. I
Yeah,
promise.
that'll be fun.
I
That'll be
promise.
fun. Well, I really appreciate you having us. Cassie's having a great time. Bobby's
Good.
having a great time.
Who do you have here with us? Who's with you tonight?
Greg's sister.
Bobby.
The one that came up and rushed off because she was shy.
Oh, she didn't want to be on the microphone. That other gentleman with the curly beard, he was actually
Amazing beard.
He was our babysitter
Yeah.
as a kid.
Nice.
Can you believe
That's
that?
Bobby. And on Christmas,
Did he always have that beard?
You know what? I don't think it's always been like that. On Christmas, he would come over and he'd be the guy that dispersed the gifts, and we called him Santa Bobby.
Yeah.
And
Bobby.
Santa Bobby would hand out the
Yeah.
So if
gifts.
you get out of line tonight, he's still allowed to reprimand you a
I
little
don't know
bit,
if
right?
I could take Bobby
Put you
now.
over his knee.
I can smack Bobby
I don't know.
around
He looks,
now.
he looks like a
Guys did. We
scrapper
used to
over there. I
change
wouldn't
the
mess with him.
That's right. Used to change my diapers.
No, he didn't. He came along after that.
Well, Greg,
know a
I
lot
think it's
about
time. We need
changing
to
diapers
introduce
now,
the
don't
third.
You were
third
taking your own diaper.
Almost getting out of him. We get a porta potty.
All right, we need to get back
Yeah,
over
we
the
need to
house.
introduce the third course here.
Third course is coming up.
Better finish eating this one then.
Yep, it is getting on the tables.
Okay,
Great to see
third
you.
course
I'm
coming
ready
up.
to try this course here.
Glad you got to spend
We're going to have
your
Luke
birthday at
Larson
Angelo's. That
on
was
the
awesome.
stream, and
Yeah,
we are
good to see
also
you
going
again.
to have Rick Robbins. So I'm going to grab this microphone, jump out
Rick
here.
Rubin. Rick Rubin? Oh.
Okay.
Are we off? No. Yeah. She's watching tonight, too. She was kind of like running errands and stuff.
Okay. How was that course, ladies and gentlemen? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Terry liked it. He loved it. This is really the time that I said you're about to get into the crease, and I'm hoping you're in that crease right now. We have a lot more to come, Brian, but I
In the
want to
crease.
introduce somebody who's very special to the Modern Eater. And this gentleman has a great company that works with so many farms. He's become a friend of ours. He's a great supporter of the show, but not only that, he's just a wonderful human being. Without further ado, from Colorado Mills in Lamar, Colorado, he came all the way up for dinner, and Rick Robbins joins us from Colorado Mills. Good to see you, Rick.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're hot.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, thanks for joining us. This is a
Yeah.
couple of dinners that you've been to with us.
Yes, I missed last year, and so I've hit 2 this year. So
That's
a little bit.
fantastic. So we did the summer dinner series and now fall dinner
Yes,
series.
this
Here
is
we are.
great.
What do you think of this location?
This is really great.
This is a good
amazing.
one. I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
We just visited you in Lamar, Colorado
You
last
did.
week.
Yeah.
We stayed at the Max Hotel.
Yep.
And we also had an opportunity to talk on our podcast about Colorado Mills. For the folks that aren't familiar with you, would you mind talking about Colorado Mills?
Well, we share a name with a local mall. Thank you for naming a road after us here in Denver. But we have been established in 1999. There's 4 families, and what we do is we take oilseed sunflowers and the black oils, and we press them and extract the oil. It goes to a refinery where we filter it down to a level that it's food grade, kitchen, high heat, high monounsaturated fat, and then the part that's left is the meal that we turn into livestock feeds. And so we produce over 10,000 gallons of sunflower oil in a 24-hour period, and we produce over 70 tons of meal that goes into those feeds. What we have found is even our feeds produce better meats. If you looked at some of the modern eater things, we've done lamb, we've done goat. We can actually change the taste profile of that meat. It's a healthier oil, it's a healthier fat. The animals, when they are terminated, they look at their internal organs and they're virtually pristine, brand new. And so it's really exciting as far as also what they're finding now. You just heard heart healthy, anything over 70 oleic acid, and that's high oleic acid, which is a monounsaturated fat. Our oil is 85% monounsaturated fat. And you mentioned Shamrock before. Shamrock is a great partner with us, and we love working with them and distributing our oil to their customers. Long time, and you've probably tasted our oil. If you've tasted a Lay's potato chip, the Simply product had Simply Lay's or Simply Doritos. For several years, we were the supplier of their expeller press sunflower oil. As we're getting more and more of the specialty, they're having to get other people to fill that line, but we buy sunflowers from over 120 different farmers. We supply feed products to over 600 ranches from central New Mexico to the Wyoming border. Expanding into...
I mean, Rick, but
what's that?
take that in. 120 farms here locally. in that region.
Yep.
That means a lot to all of us in the economy, and especially Lamar, Colorado.
Oh, especially. It takes 25,000 acres is what we will pull from. And in that area, 80% of that comes from within 100 miles of Lamar.
Yeah,
So-
and Rick, I'd jump in there to say what a lot of people don't realize about sunflowers is that is a very sustainable crop, meaning it's a low-till crop, and so it's preserving, one, the soil around the state, but two, what they do is they have their off crop, or what their rotation crop is a milo.
Right.
And so, and it's really giving nutrition back to the soil. And so what they're doing, you know, these, like he said, over 100 farms are really doing a great thing for our environment. And you all are tasting this tonight because those potatoes were fried. Those little fried potatoes that you had were fried in Colorado Mills oil, which is only 10% of what they do. It's amazing.
You take the root system of sunflower, if you turn that plant upside down, that's what the sunflower root system looks like. It's that deep. It will go down, it'll open up the soil, and actually gets it in good condition for whatever next crop you're going to plant. So it's very good in a crop rotation standpoint. You know, the things we always looking at, what's next? We have it in pet foods. We're seeing our sunmeal go into pet food companies. We're also seeing the oil go into some pet food companies. We're also using the oil into some, if you look on a lot of your high dollar skincare products, you're going to see sunflower oil as one of the top ingredients, and we have started a skincare line with, and that's as far as I can go into that. There's some ladies that are back at the office that can really go into that.
They'll know a little bit more.
Well, and I'd
Support
switch,
our
right?
community. You do so much for us. Colorado Mills sunflower oil, but the feed as well. We've done some projects with you guys. We'll continue to do more. Rick Robbins here tonight means the world to us. Thank you, Rick Robbins and Colorado Mills.
Great partner.
Thank you, Rick.
Great partner.
Thank you so much. All right, Chef Rebecca, I think it's probably already eaten, but we can do a retrospect and
Sure.
talk about what this last course that you already ate was.
So the dish was a beef carpaccio. We took beef and we crusted it with a little of spices from our good friend, the Spice Guy. We used Aleppo pepper and za'atar, which is like a Mediterranean seasoning. It's got a little sesame and some dried oregano and thyme and sumac in there. And we seared it really hard on a cast iron pan and then sliced it very, very thin. It's served on top of a tzatziki sauce that we used Fruition Farms sheep's milk skyr, which is like a yogurt, and their Fruition Farms feta cheese as well that they use sheep's milk. And it's garnished with some crispy chickpeas that have been tossed in a little bit of turmeric and sea salt and some microgreens from my friend Andy at Mountain Man Micros, and it is a micro radish.
Chef, have you been making your rounds?
Awesome.
A little.
You've been walking around a little bit? Some happy people out there right now. Chef Rebecca Weitzman, this course, let's hear for this last course. It looks delicious.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're going to walk around a little bit, say hello. Who's taking pictures out there tonight? Anybody taking pictures, photos? That's it? Seriously?
7 o'clock, dude.
Who's taking photos? I'm going to go around and take photos of your, okay, you're getting some photos? Fantastic. Okay, Brian, we're going to bring that music back up. Still a lot more people to hear from. The main course is going to be coming up, and then, of course, dessert. Let's keep it going. The Modern Eater continues.
Oh, that's what I forgot to say. Oh, well. I usually need to look at a plate because I get stage fright and panic and forget what the hell I'm talking about. They're really good.
Everybody else is like, what's wrong?
Did you? Burning through my body right now. I'm anxious for it, when it comes out the other side. It's gonna be great. I got it once when I was at Open Baylor. I'm also DC. So the 7-8 I was like, I'm not a hot spicy guy, so it's kind of the opposite. Something like that. Back to it. It tastes great.
I went there my first year. I got seats and I was like, I'll go to Parkland. And then I
Just thumbs up or thumbs down. That's all we need. Corey gets a thumbs up.
I didn't hear anything. I just heard Victoria like waving. I just. I have to get there. Full attention.
No, thumbs up or thumbs down, Terry?
Thumbs down. Can you pull up the sunglasses?
Finish him or let him live? Finish him?
That's not a good thing.
Don't worry, there's 2 more courses. You will. On a scale of your like for Luke, your like for me, and 0. I just need to know how far up the totem pole I am. So they don't know you did the same way it comes. This is where the press out. I skipped out on my reservation. I had no money. I couldn't fly back to California.
I paid for the dinner. I can't go there. Wait, so it was. I have to calculate in my head.
I had to work with surgery.
He was great. I was in Napa like a week before. Yeah, he didn't stay. Our sister Jackie shared the whole thing. I paid for the hotel. I paid for the meal. I paid for everything. I had a 3-bedroom suite at the West End in Napa, and then I paid for the mall.
I just drove over here for my new condo.
That's because he's
3
staying.
blocks away.
That's because tonight he's staying in my. He has a hotel room. Right. That's my building. The intersection. And you're on that part. I'm on the mountainside. Yeah.
Don't judge younger me. I was
I had the trust box right behind my bedroom, and they kept shaking the trust box. He got the kitchen tour. He had the full. He didn't care. I'm calling you next time. I know. Yeah. I told him to
then I got these organic seeds on my back. Fucking away from me, and I'm like, dude, I'm smoking. And I can still recommend those any day. Let's light them up.
I understand there's kind of like I think it would be amazing. But there's no, when that happens now, there's some sort of connection. And we're going to find why. It's happening. The universe is telling us. We'll probably need a kidney. I'm not from his liver.
It's like kind of like a polenta cake. It's like polenta meets gnocchi hybrid between a Roman style semolina gnocchi. Let the one gluten-free guy know that this is gluten-free. Yeah. Yeah, and then we got some really nice. Hey, we had sloppy Joe, lamb sloppy Joe.
Jeff is hot. Here we come. And there we go.
Jay left the building.
Jay has left the building. Now, Chef, you are hot. One of you chefs is hot.
Chef Rebecca's probably got mic in.
What?
Can you
Oh,
hear us?
yes. There we
I
go.
mean, I can hear you because I can hear you talking. Is that through the microphone?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
We're overhead right now. And tell us, you are assembling this beautiful, beautiful twist on gnocchi and bolognese and all of it together. Tell us.
So I was inspired by using cornmeal, and bolognese can be served with pasta or gnocchi or polenta. So I did kind of a combination of all of them, and there's a Roman style gnocchi that's made with semolina flour. They cook it with milk and stock, and finish it with cheese, and then kind of brown it up and serve it that way. But we used some of the bow and arrow white cornmeal and made it into this crispy rectangle. And then, so it's kind of like a gnocchi meets a polenta cake, essentially. And then we're serving it. We got in the Harper Feeder's lamb shoulder and ground that down and made a traditional lamb bolognese sauce. We did put some roasted pumpkin in the Roman gnocchi, and we have crispy pumpkin on top. So we've used the pumpkin twice. That's our local pie pumpkin. Where farm did that come from?
That was Petrocco Farms.
That's Petrocco
Thank you,
again.
Julie.
They're killing
Yeah.
it tonight. They're
Yeah.
amazing. All their produce has been beautiful. This is going to get finished with a little pecorino cheese. Yep, just like this. A little pecorino cheese, and then we'll garnish this as well with some fried sage and pumpkin seeds.
The smell coming off of these.
Thank you.
Isn't it just insane?
You know what this looks like to me, though? I'm gonna call it out right now. This looks like a James Beard-worthy sloppy Joe, in the best sense of the word. It smells amazing.
When people ask me why I don't like you, that's a perfect example right there.
That's a James Beard-worthy sloppy Joe. How can somebody not love that? It's like take everything that you know and love, and it's comfort food and like the things that sing to your soul, and then do it better than anybody else in the world. That's what I mean by that. So if you take offense to that, then
I'm just teasing you, Jay.
You can yell at me later.
She does kill it, though. I will tell you. I have noticed some of the things that she does and her take on food and how she really puts her style on the food, and you got to appreciate that because that's a sign of a real chef.
Indeed. But the produce, you talked about the produce walking through here. Every day I kept seeing boxes come in, like those trumpet mushrooms that came in.
Weren't those cool?
Oh man, they looked so good. Everything has looked amazing that's coming through the doors.
Hazeldell's just rocked it out, and then I love to see the cheese because I know this pecorino came from our good friends at Cheese Importers, which is right around the corner, and I don't know what it is about northern Colorado. Some great producers up there and distributors.
And I haven't really seen much of their stuff come in whole. I'm seeing it in the finished product and getting them taste it, and I know Fruition Farms intimately because I'm a super fan of everything that Alex and his entire conglomerate does.
Well, that's an interesting concept, Snap, because we talk about that is because there is a lot of great things going on, and Cheese Importers is really trying to highlight all the local, and I don't know if you heard him say that night he was here. He said, because they also distribute Fruition Farms.
Yep.
And he was saying, listen, if you are a small cheese farmer here in the state, we will support you.
Yeah.
We will get your product out to people. And that's super killer, but a lot of times, and what a lot of people don't realize, chefs want something that's unique, like the balsamic oil you get. We do not have that here in the United States. We're not getting a great balsamic like what they're doing in Italy.
The slapdash version of it.
Yeah.
So I had a friend unexpectedly from Connecticut pop in tonight, and they immediately, asked about the charcuterie, and they said we're pretty full. We had a late lunch, and then we're going to a fancy dinner, and they said they didn't want anything to eat, but ordered, asked about the charcuterie, and I said we don't make all of it. Chef Scott actually started a curing room down in Littleton about 3-4 months ago, so he is curing some of his own, and he's going out and sourcing goats to do different types of stuff, tradition but with a spin on it.
Yep.
And Chef Rebecca has some products curing in that room as well, which we just debuted at we did a house cured Brizola at our last wine dinner about a week ago. So they're just starting to roll that out, and that's Chef Scott's baby, and Chef Rebecca's having some fun with it as well. But I told them that, my friends from Connecticut, but I said also, they just focus on trying to find unique things as close to home as possible. And, that was already important in Colorado. That's a huge part of Colorado and what made me fall in love with it. But now since COVID and all the trials and tribulations, it's growing even more. Like, you want to know who's making products in your backyard that you can know and trust, and you can't trust an organic label anymore always.
Yep.
You can't trust certifications. You got to know where your stuff is coming from. And what these two do is forge those relationships, and what everybody does, pretty much that you bring on your show is people that know and respect, their local growers and purveyors.
Oh, you want to do?
No, hey, if you want to jump in, Tyzak.
Tyzak's ready.
Tyzak, what's going on? Oh, yes, someone cleared all our glasses. Yep, jump in.
Thank you very much.
Tyzak Wharton.
Check.
Originally from West Virginia.
And your guy's famed winemaker.
Moved to San Francisco. He's making wine at a urban winery called Bluxom Street in San Francisco. And how many years were you there for?
5.
5 years.
5 seasons, yeah. 2010
Craig Jones,
2015.
our founder, found him in San Francisco, and much like, Craig, that's Craig's magical element, is finding amazing
Tell
people.
Craig we miss him.
Craig Jones, he might be watching. You never
I
know.
hope he is
Craig,
watching.
Craig, we
right?
love you. We're sorry you can't be here. You missed our 2 chefs and one others. He was here for the first couple nights, but he shouldn't have missed these dinners. They're too good. But anyway, Tyzak came out here 4 years ago, and
2016.
founding member of the winery, and continues to grow and evolve and slay it every day. And every year he's doing something new and getting to know the terroir better in Colorado, which is what we really hang our hats on these days. We'll always do our bulk wine acquisitions that we then blend, age, and finish ourselves. But the Colorado fruit that comes from people like Talbot Farms, who's here tonight, and Kebab Sauvage from Colorado Vineyard Specialists, it's all about that for us.
You heard that. She dug on you a little bit with that. The nicest sloppy Joe ever.
Craig is fun.
Well, but that's interesting. And Tyzak, tell the little story, because you guys were talking to me about the sustainability of bringing it all in from California. right? And that changed because in the beginning, you guys were a Colorado winemaker, but using a lot of California grapes.
The demand was started to become more intensified. Our guests were like, "Hey, where's all your Colorado inventory?" So that was evident that there was interest, and we grew upon that request to bring it to the Front Range.
Well, and it's special because I'll tell you, a lot of people out there, I mean, and myself included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna get a little
Your
bit of-
59er,
very little bit of Saba,
hands
but not
down,
on top
in
of
my
the gist.
opinion,
Just
one of
drizzled
the
in
best
oil,
Colorado
like that.
reds I've had in a long time.
That's much appreciated. Thank
yeah,
you.
definitely.
You haven't had a glass tonight. I've served you a glass every night this
Every
week.
night, I know.
might have to go get you
well,
one.
and you know what the problem was is our good friend Charles Talbot
Yeah.
walked up to me with a cooler
I know.
of his cider, and I've been experimenting with ciders over the last 6
It's called
months.
sampling your way through his offerings.
Exactly. Yeah, bingo. Because I'll tell you though, after this one, I've done all the ones he brought me.
What was your favorite?
He didn't bring it tonight. But I'll tell you, of tonight, it was the dry so far. His dry.
The dry
no,
hop
not
or
the
just
hop.
the dry?
It was. So I think
The brown can.
Yeah, the brown
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Well, or that Hefeweizen. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
that.
the Alpenwein.
Yeah, the Alpenwein. That one, that was special. But I'll tell you,
you're on can number 5 already. That's impressive.
no. This is a beer one.
one can per course. I got you. One can per course.
Oh, look at it. He brought a glass of wine. Eric Hyatt.
Well, are you drinking the 59?
Oh, we
Everyone, yeah.
59 is good.
Well, but now tell me though, because someone
it's
tried to serve
rounding
me
out.
a 49.
So 49 is we're still working with California producers and assembling blends, barrel aging. But the 59 is solely Colorado. 49 is California. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nod of the hat to the California Gold Rush.
Nice. Well, and that's, listen, I am all about transparency.
Mackie.
And so I support any company like yours that's like, listen, hey, we're going to make a good kick-ass Colorado wine.
Yeah.
But we also realize that there are people who have different tastes.
Certainly.
We want to expand on our offerings and be able
Here
to
we go,
have
the
something
entree
for
course,
everybody,
man.
right?
Or something that we're running food. Just tell Joe when the servers were running food, please.
You are welcome.
That's
this.
a dinner bell right there.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
How good do they look?
Oof. Phenomenal.
Doesn't this look awesome?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chef's mad at me now.
Gosh. No, I think she's using your little...
I'm not mad at you. I love you, Jay.
I love you too. No.
Yes, that's who we were hearing.
I
I
like
could,
more than I like
I know.
you, but
Well, no, it's readily apparent. It's okay.
but at least
I
she's
like Tyzak
completely
more than I like
honest.
myself too. He's the
Well, it's
the
that
quintessential gentleman
chiseled
right here.
face, it's
He's got the words
alcoholic
flow
aura.
smoothly. No, if that was the case, I would have
The
more
imbibing aura of Tyzak, yeah. No, the 49 versus 59, it's interesting to create wines that, as you said, suit the palates of different individuals.
Yeah.
49 being more robust, 59 being a little bit more refined and nuanced, and you got the heavier hitter and the more reserved hitter. So
it's become an instant favorite of mine, and I'm one of those guys. I'll go buy a case, cellar it, and then taste it next year. Drink another case this year, and I try to get ahead of it. But it's hard.
How much carboy wine have you had? Have you tasted your way? I know you had a little bit when we were first on.
Yeah, I want to
studio.
say I've tried probably 4 or 5 of your different.
We might have to do a modern eater carboy wine experience.
I think that would be fun.
Not a dinner, just you guys come down and taste through some barrels with Tyzak, and if he's open to that, I don't.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Awesome job. Really, really great.
I think we're about to.
Desserts. Wanna bring all
Okay.
that stuff
How
out for
is
the
dinner
podium?
so far, you guys?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
think we'll
enjoying
just throw 'em in the
yourself?
oven.
Yes.
We can even.
I want to go
think
immediately
right?
to the chef because last time we didn't have the opportunity to describe the course before you ate it. And I would love for the chef to describe this one before you get to dig in. So Chef Rebecca Weitzman rejoins us. Chef Rebecca, come on up. Yes, you got a lot of fans out here. Actually, there's a couple of tables that would love if you'd stop by and say hello, do the rounds on that. Also, we have an anniversary over there.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yep, Gary and his wife are celebrating their
That's
anniversary.
awesome. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
All right, Chef, please describe this course.
So this is a really fun play on a pumpkin gnocchi alla romagna. So it's traditionally made with semolina flour that you cook like polenta, but we use the bow and arrow white cornmeal to make this. It has roasted pumpkin in it. That's on the bottom. And then we used Harper Feeder's lamb shoulder and ground that to make a traditional lamb bolognese. On top is some aged pecorino cheese and a little crispy sage and pumpkin seeds. And then there's roasted pumpkin as well. So we did pumpkin 2 ways on this.
And that's exciting. The pumpkin, again, from Petrocco Farms up north of us. But what's really a cool little story, and we couldn't get them on tonight, was the bow and arrow cornmeal that she used. Because that is all grown by the Ute Indian tribe down in southwestern Colorado. And they are doing some incredible things down there. All they do is focus on corn. And you highlighted it. You knocked it out tonight.
Oh, thank you. It's a great ingredient to work with. I wasn't really sure how it was going to come out, but hopefully you enjoy it. I think it all came together pretty well.
What do you think, you guys? Yes, yes, and more yeses. That's exactly what we love to hear. Hospitality, service, this is what you love. You love this right here.
I do. Enjoy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chef. Cheese Importers, are you familiar with these guys?
I am.
Yeah, Cheese Importers, they give us a lot of the great products, and I'd love for you to do the introduction because this gentleman right here, every time I speak to him, it's like, wow, his connection to local products, ingredients, and sourcing, making sure he brings them in. I'd love for you to make this introduction, Brian.
Well, a very special family, second-generation company out of Longmont, Colorado. What Sam and Clara have created up there, not only, listen, chefs need stuff sometimes that we don't source here in Colorado. We do not have balsamic oil or balsamic vinegar that's been aged for 200 years.
I want some of that balsamic oil.
These guys, well, you might be able to find a vinegar oil mix, but that's the thing that's important is a lot of these chefs need ingredients sometimes that we cannot produce in the state. Cheese Importers is there, but also I would take that a step farther because if you've heard Robbie and you've heard the ethos of Cheese Importers, they're like, listen, if you are a small cheese producer in Colorado,
introduce him.
Call us. Robbie Rosenberg,
Yes.
Cheese Importers,
Yes,
right here.
Yes. Robbie, how are you?
Thank you.
Got to have a glass of wine.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for the introduction, Brian. It's an honor to be a part of what the Modern Eater has been doing this summer and this fall now. Really giving a great platform. What they do online is incredible, and having the platform for our industry to kind of come together and talk about everything that everybody's doing, chefs being creative, suppliers, producers, all across the line. And we're really honored to be part of, the in-person Modern Eater experience, which is the summer and fall dinner series. And we've been a proud sponsor throughout the process. What we do is, we get to hear how all the trout farmers and the Palisade peach farmers and everybody's coming together, and we kind of sprinkle the cherry on top where all the chefs that are using these ingredients, we bring everything else that they can't find, like Brian said, in Colorado. So, we're a specialty company. We specialize in cheeses and cured meats and locally imported, and we're always trying to find the best stuff and bring it to the table for the chefs in Colorado. And the Modern Eater has really brought it all together for us all, and we're really proud to be here, and it's great to be at Carboy. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And it's great to meet you and see what kind of incredible food you're putting out at this gorgeous space. And I look forward to coming back here again and checking out everything they got going on. Man, this place is awesome, huh?
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robbie.
Robbie Rosenberg, Cheese Importers. Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you.
Again, a great supporter of the Modern Eater. We can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
And Robbie, you like wine? You enjoying the Carboy wine?
I've been enjoying the Carboy wine for sure. The Carbonic's my favorite.
Have you ever heard of a gentleman named Tyzock Worthen?
No.
No. Tyzock, come up here.
Now you will. Here is the man
Oh, yeah.
behind the wine.
Carboys,
right
let's
here.
switch up here. Tyzock joins. He's a crowd favorite. He's a bon vivant. He's a man about town. He's a guy that I respect and everybody loves. You do it so well and with so much class. But let's welcome Tyzock from Carboy.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Thanks for. You guys have had a whirlwind of 5 nights of dining and beautiful. It's great to see the community come together and enjoy this kind of experience again. So, thank you for doing that here.
Thank you, Tyzock. Now, explain Carboy to those, and we talk about Colorado wine. That's interesting. It's like, but now Carboy, just elevating everything at this point in time.
We launched in 2016. I'll be brief. 2016 did a lot of importing of custom crushed grapes and juice from Washington and California. Saw a demand for more Colorado product, and that's why we really upped our volume of grape intake from the lovely Grand Valley over in Palisade and Grand Junction. So
some surprises are coming up, I hear, maybe.
Yeah, we've got some things in store.
We got bits and pieces this week, so I mean, there's some things, but a vineyard coming right up.
We did acquire a vineyard this past week, and still working on that deal, and excited to grow some more grapes from which to do some experiments. So it'll be fun.
Well, Tyzock, I got to give it up to you because within 4 years, the wine program that you have created is so far above what people have been working on for 10 and 20 years. So kudos to you, my friend.
Well, thank you. That work certainly is on the backs of those that have been working for the past decade here and longer. The quality of fruit and the craftsmanship of many of the winemakers in Grand Valley and West Elks, the other AVA, certainly speaks volumes for the progress and just the level of quality increasing across the board. So it's exciting to see a region grow and help that region along.
Tyzock,
rocket ship.
How does one become a winemaker? Like, what's your background? I mean,
Craigslist.
Craigslist is like everything, right?
Like everything.
Craigslist.
No, you just have to get in there and taste.
That was hilarious.
Taste.
But coming from San Francisco, I mean, you were highly coveted. These guys actually convinced you to come out here.
They did. I don't know how they did it, but they did. They did. I'm here.
How many years ago was that?
That was 2016. 2015, I had met one of the proprietor owners, Craig Jones, and the architect sitting at table 7. He recommended that they come see the space and look at some of the architecture in the winery I was at, and that's how I was recruited. But long story short, I'm glad to be here, and it's exciting to be part of a new up-and-coming region like Grand Valley.
What do you think? You made the right decision?
I think so. Yeah.
So many people look up to you and respect you, and your wine speaks for itself. How would you describe your wine and your winemaking style to folks that are drinking it?
You know, our approach, because we're tightly knit and involved in the restaurant industry here, is food-friendly, approachable wines that make you want another glass. So that's the goal.
Tyzock Wharton, right
Cheers.
here. Tyzock, cheers, my friend.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Let's hear for Tyzock, could we?
Thank you.
Love this guy. That's amazing. Okay, what else do we have coming up, Jay Parker? We're going to bring the music up, and then we'll have dessert here shortly. Talbot Farms is going to come up in Charles Talbot, and we will put a cherry on top of this thing in just a little while. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I was going to do talking table with Chef, but she's out talking to tables.
Eric and I get a little overzealous with the second one, so
Eating and talking and
we
eating.
were planning on sharing a little bit more, but you guys were up there talking to Tyzock so long that the food was getting cold. We didn't want to have it go that route, so we jumped in there for the team.
And what do you think?
It was for the team. It was just we couldn't stop. It was too hard.
I think there's a downplay there, Greg. I think it's.
We kept looking at it, and we're like,
Should
you
we
know,
eat
there's
it?
other people here. There's other people here, you know, but So we got to keep trying it to make sure.
Hey, Jay, could you bring Eric Hyatt's
Bring his up.
on? I don't think Eric's a
Sibilance.
Sibilance. There you go.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
What's good about having the headset on is you can tell who's talking and where.
I just talk and don't even know I'm not even part of the conversation.
And that's when I joined the company. That's what they told me about you.
People ask me. People have asked me, and they said, "Are you ready for this to be done?" Right? 5 days. This was a sprint. It really was. And I sit and I think and I go, yes, it was, showing up, putting the best foot forward, doing what we can to represent. It means a lot.
You guys
It
have
means
a
a
lot of moving parts, and I know what it takes to throw events and events of this magnitude. I don't know what it takes to do the
production
digital aspect of it, and so that just wows me. Just to pull together the dinners is hats off to you guys, because that's a baller 5 days of chefs and purveyors and distillers and breweries, and the wine is easy. Wine's very easy to get.
Sure.
But then to be able to produce it and to be able to zoom in to some of these people that couldn't make it here tonight.
That's fun. I like that part of that.
I do too. I will be, come tomorrow and I'll look around at 5 o'clock and I'll go, wow.
You're gonna miss us.
I'm gonna miss this a lot. I really am.
You're gonna be like,
I'm hoping it can become a tradition. But here's somebody that I really want to recognize, and knowing him, he's probably actually watching this stream, because that's how much he could. Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Craig Jones. Craig, if you're watching, and I think you are, you do so much to support us all.
As individuals, as business people, as
Well, and Greg, talk about, though, that we set this thing up, though, fast, because Craig came to our summer dinner series.
I think he works quick, too, though, doesn't he? Does he work fast? When he sees something good, he'll go fast?
When we opened
we
up
bought a
Angela's-
vineyard last week.
Right. He taught me
that was
stuff
2 weeks in the making.
Back in 2013 when we were doing the reconstruction over at Angelo's, and he said we need to do this, this, and this. And it was just like, things that need to be done. First, call this person for this, call this person for this. And so here I am, and I'm writing it down. He said, what are you writing it down for? I said, so I can call. He's like, no, pick up your phone and call these people. He's like, if you got something to do, just do it. When it's done, it's done. And so, he instills that value of taking it on a task right away, putting it on, getting it done, and putting it behind you. It really took to heart. And I see him doing that with each of our new team members as we grow the business. Take care of things now. Why put off something tomorrow that you can get done and take care of today?
Well, and he's quick to identify talent. I'll tell you, that's one thing about Craig, guys.
Yeah.
He's got a sharp eye for talent.
Well, it's mostly because he's lazy. He doesn't want to do any of the work himself. Greg's laughing, so just take notes.
I'm not laughing.
He's Mr. He's Mr. Talk to Text. I literally, and I feel
Snap,
bad.
do it now. Do all of it now.
I wake up to like a text or an email from Craig Jones. I'm like, dude, what? And it's first of all, he's very forward with his thanks. Like, thanks for this, thanks for that, and then humor. He leads with those two things, humor and thanks. And then he'll have the ask and you know what? He's E.F. Hutton to me. Because when Craig says something, I listen. And I know when he has something that's important to him, there's a good chance that there's a real good reason why he wants to do it that way. I respect this man beyond belief. I haven't worked with him as long as you guys have. Maybe I've got the wool pulled over my eyes, but I really don't think I do. He's an angel
salt
to
of
us.
the earth. He is an amazing human.
Has he
He's
sang
not
to you?
always the easiest to work with,
No.
but he's an amazing human being, and he genuinely cares about everything that he has, his people, his restaurants, his guests. Not always easy though.
No, not at all.
But awesome. Worth every difficulty.
I don't know how you juggle so many personalities, so many paychecks. I mean, the responsibility must be huge.
Well, we talked about that earlier. The paychecks. That's this guy right here. Bradley. Second shout out tonight. Bradley.
He's paying everybody?
Yeah, he's the accountant, and he's out here running food.
He is not. He really is?
Yeah, he's your finance guy, right?
He's got a hand in everything. He silent killer.
HR.
Silent killer.
Yeah.
HR guy, finance guy.
Bradley?
And manages the restaurant a couple nights a week down in Littleton.
Wow.
Craig, I think
He's no joke.
Craig's ace in the hole is that he works out between 2 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the
Works
morning.
what out?
He has an exercise bike at his house.
And he gets on it?
Yeah, for 3 hours a night. He rides the
No,
exercise
he
bike.
We need to zoom in on that because I won't believe that.
If
till I
this
see
is
it.
true, it's like, Craig, you're on a whole
does-
other level.
He does drink a green juice every morning. He comes in, and every 2 weeks I get to share. He's like, "Oh, you want a little bit? I haven't drank out of it yet." And it's that recipe can be sold.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
It's funny, we were out here having a wine dinner. Jay actually sat down with dinner. We were out here, I don't know, it was a month and a half ago, one of Chef Rebecca's wine dinners.
Yeah.
Out here dining, Craig's bouncing around doing his thing, and I pulled him aside. I said, Craig, I said, man, how do you not get wrapped up in the business? How are you not a fall-down drunk, always just drinking wine and eating? And you could, right? And he goes, no, listen, I think there may be 1 or 2 times. So he brings over one of the servers, and he goes, how many times have you seen me, how many times have you seen me drinking a little too? And he's expecting this response. The guy goes, I don't know, 40, 50 times.
That was probably Ellington calling it.
And he's like, Craig's like, he turns a sheet of white like, okay. And we're like, all right, Mr. 40, 50 times. And how long you worked here? A year. I'm like, hey, man, I don't know.
40 days.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the right lineup. But Craig Jones, man. Craig, thank you so much. And it transcends through all of you. I look at each and every one of you, and I admire you in
We're
many
lucky to be
different
here,
ways. Yeah, well, probably.
All of these great
in a
people
lot of
wouldn't be
different
together without Craig.
Yeah.
He's, like you said earlier, he has the uncanny ability to pull in people that are great. It's like that's why at least I do. I don't know about Eric because he's got to work with Karami and Cole down there. But I love coming to work because I get to work with Tyzak and Chef Rebecca and Chef Scott and our winemaking team.
Yeah.
And you don't find anybody in the company that you don't love. And I jest about Angelo's, but once in a while I'll deliver kegs over there just so I can come say hi to the crew.
We love that.
Angelo Lavio, real person, represented many, many years
Who
with
was
that.
friends with your mom?
Friends with the whole family, and I named after Grace, Greg. Her name was Gregoria. If there was any time that there would be a name change with Angelo's, I'd say make it Hyatt's.
My dad,
How about Hudson's?
rest in peace, would love that.
He'd like that. I'd
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
he
too.
would love
That would be a transitional name to where it's like, let's go the next century with this
Yeah,
guy.
I would never
Let's
do
keep
that,
going.
though.
I know.
Well,
was-
it's not as
Angelo.
Italian sounding, that's for sure.
Doesn't
But
need
No,
to be.
it's a Jewish, it's Russian Jewish sounding.
so we
Hotel
pivot
sounding.
to pizza bagels.
It could be Asian.
Yeah, there's
Ryan
You could
speaks
pronounce it
speaks
Hiya,
the truth.
and it would have a little Asian ring.
Tell the story of why oysters. Tell that story.
It was talking about, we'll bring up his name again, Craig. We went to New Orleans for a buddy's bachelor party, and it was a fishing trip. It involved a lot of denim shorts and a lot of beer. We did a lot of fishing, and it was a really, really fun trip. And it culminated with a night on Bourbon Street in that area, and there was char-grilled oysters involved, and we've never eaten char-grilled oysters, or I've never even seen them, or were aware that they were a thing. And so we came back to Denver, and Craig's like, hey, go see where you can find some char-grilled oysters in Denver. So, I got on the internets back then and started my search, and I found nothing. Yeah, I was
AOL dial-up.
Yeah, there was 286.
Yeah, Papados were doing. They maybe did like oysters Rockefeller, and then maybe I saw a baked oyster here or there. But that was it. No one was doing anything. It was raw oysters, and that was pretty much it, or fried oyster po' boys. So when we bought Angelo's, and we were going to change it, it was going to be a bar. But
Dive bar, right?
it was going to be a dive bar.
Craig had Pub on Pearl and Pub on Penn.
Yeah.
You came on what? Were you Pub on Pearl?
Yeah, Pub on Pearl, and we were going to do the similar kind of concept there. Dive bars were hot back in 2013. There's no doubt about it. And so the neighborhood did not want that. They would have fought us on the liquor license. So we listened to them, and we didn't want to shake the proverbial walnut tree.
You had a lot of friends that asked you what the hell you were doing, thinking about changing it too. Right?
Yeah,
Angelo's
like,
was such an institution.
It's been there for 40 years, and we didn't realize that, how threaded into the community was in the very beginning until we started talking about it. And we quickly changed our tune. And so we started talking about oysters. So we went out down to downtown at the kitchen downtown, and I was on the corner there. and we got oysters. They were $4 a piece. This is back
What?
in 2013.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were $4
Wow.
a piece, and so we're like, oh, we'll have 2. I mean,
Yeah.
And
They
so-
were proud of those
True
oysters.
story.
yeah. And
Where
it
were
was
they
just-
getting
and,
them from?
and so I was like, whoa, that's kind of
Thank you.
ridiculous. So we looked around, and everyone was $3.50, $4 a piece.
Yeah.
So we said, let's bring oysters to Denver, but let's make them approachable. People love oysters,
Yeah.
and not everyone, but some people. It's a very
This guy does.
It's-
You
oh,
do,
I'm in the oyster
Yeah,
club.
people
I
like
will,
trust,
polarizing.
like
yeah,
oysters.
I will throw down a dozen like it's nobody's business.
So we bought a bunch of oysters from Seattle Fish. We actually sat on the patio of Pablo's next door with the one of the owners of Seattle Fish,
Those guys are
and
great.
Derek, and they said, "Hey, we want to buy oysters. We want to know if we can get a deal from you." So, well, how many are you going to buy? I think we can sell about 5,000 a month. He said, "Well, when you guys get to that number, we'll talk about a restructure and pricing." And so, fast forward to where we are right now, we're shucking over 9,000 a week. He was just blown
Take
away
that
by it, and that's just out of that one location over on 6th
Yeah.
Avenue. But it was funny. So we bought a bunch of oysters from Seattle Fish, a variety, because we wanted to see what they're all about. And you know who never shucked an oyster when we started an oyster bar? This guy.
Yeah.
So we're shucking oysters. I'm stabbing myself like
Sure.
you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Trying to find that little muscle at the
Oh,
end,
yeah.
right?
And Craig and I are having competitions. To this day, he still thinks he's a better shucker than
Okay,
I am.
this is gonna-
Oh yeah, but he's good. He gets his
Because
he gets his
has a
shot.
ringer.
This will be on the
Because,
Modern Eater
when
show
it's
at
you
some
versus
point.
Craig, Craig has a ringer come in. And
Yeah, and does it behind
he's
his
gonna,
back.
he's gonna do it
Yeah.
for me.
He's solid, man. He's
well, it's like
solid.
a little
He knows the
stab
right
and
people.
twist, right?
He knows the right people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more about
funny.
leverage than anything else.
Yep.
And so we're shucking oysters and we're eating them and we're having a good time with it. And we're trying. And so we brought the idea to Chef Scott Hibbeneth. And so he started
You're high.
having some fun.
He's hip.
I'm high and he's hip. He's got. And so we started playing around with
Dreamt
the grilled,
about that all my
and he started to come up with some really good flavors. And so we did take a couple of trips out to the Western Slope. The West Coast, and visited a bunch of oyster farms in the West Coast and got some ideas and then kind of made it our own.
What's hotter, the
No,
pizza or the
I did,
oysters
but-
there?
Where's that?
At Angelo's.
Angelo's or oysters? I don't know. Pizza. It's
It's
if it's happy
crazy.
hour, it's a tough mix too. Because
It's crazy how well the oyster program fits with the Angelo's food concept, though. It's like if people like Italian and oysters, and it's like, yes, Italy is a seaborne area, but it's like
coasts.
It fits perfectly.
Can people sit at that sweet-ass bar yet?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can?
yeah. Uh-huh.
But two and then off and then two?
We
or
got
how-
we got two areas at the bar. One right
like
by the
Noah's
oyster
Ark.
bar,
Yeah.
so you can watch Enrique shuck oysters 5 days a week.
I'm
man.
not lamenting and I'm not going back, but I'll tell you what, Angelo's, you drive by happy hour, that's my way home from work. You look in that window, it's summertime, and that bar area would be packed.
Yeah, it is a good looking scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Greg, you guys, not to distract, but the chef right here is starting to
Chef
plate
is
up.
up.
His mic is hot, and we can find out. Chef Scott, what do you got going on?
Forgetting, I'm sorry.
Well, he's not
That's
mic'd
got-
up, and it's actually
That was
Chef
last
Rebecca.
night.
I just
Brian,
had
that was
production
last
team
night.
tell me to go to Chef.
Chef, are you there? Hi. Okay, let's talk. We're on the stream right now. Give us an idea, and you've got the Chef Scott Hibbeneth here working with you. He's your sous
Yay.
chef tonight.
Sous chef.
I love it. Okay, tell us about dessert.
So we have on the bottom
my
of the
goodness.
plate here, we have a sea salt and brown sugar mascarpone cheese. This is a brown butter and pear tort, and it's getting topped with some poached pears. So we have pears in the cake, and then we also poach some in our Carboy Grand Valley red wine, and that's going to get a little pear syrup as well.
If this is on top of a mountain, I'm going to climb it, and I'm never coming back down. This looks so amazing.
I just want to give a mad
running
shout
away
out
with
to
this.
Jorge here. He does all of our desserts. He helps with everything, and he is amazing.
He's
Jorge.
awesome. Love you, Jorge.
Thank you, Jorge.
Good Lord, look at this.
And he puts up with me every day, so that makes me even luckier.
And we've got Mark Whistler that's helping out tonight. Mark, this has been a great week, too, and thanks for joining us and doing this with
He's
us
been here a
tonight.
couple nights this
He
week.
has, really helping out and putting down some sugar. This dessert's going to, I know, that this dessert's going to kill it. This will be the best last
piece
course
de
ever.
resistance.
Yes.
Well, how could you not get a whole apple pie or a pear pie to yourself? And what is this? This is, as Chef just described, oh my gosh.
Does this have to come out pretty hot?
Peach.
No,
Oh.
it's just warm.
Just warm? Perfect. Oh my goodness. When did you make these, Jorge?
Today.
Just today. Fresh as fresh can
Gotta be fresh.
And then what's this last?
These are our red wine poached pears.
Oh
at the
my
top.
God.
Are these
That's from-
Talbot?
yes, they are. They're
Yes.
Talbot Farms.
Phew. You, I mean, dumb question, but you've made this before, obviously.
No, not with the poached pears. We have made this cake before with different. It works best with pears and apples because when they cook, the moisture comes out in them. But I do love this cake recipe in different forms.
And Chef, how did you turn that pear red?
We poached it in our Carboy.
Told him a dirty story.
Carboy Grand Valley red wine with a little bit of thyme and cinnamon and a little bit of sugar, and we reduced that poaching liquid down, and that's going to be a garnish on the plate as well.
And so you just didn't cut all the way up to the top and fanned it out that way?
Again, this is my good friend Jorge over here that makes me look good by
Yeah, that's
making
a
these
great-
beautiful pear fans. I take no
It kind
credit
of
for them.
matches. It kind of matches the apple wheel on the cocktail tonight. So
It's pretty cool.
looks
Does
beautiful.
anything get drizzled on this?
Yeah,
or
it's going to get a red wine syrup
Ooh,
behind
I
you.
love it.
Well, and Greg, don't you like, though, how she realized the color? Because people really, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. When you walk into the produce department at any grocery store, it's all about color, the vibrancy of what's coming
This
at
is
you.
the color
And
she's putting on the plate right
I
there.
know,
She
she's just
dropped the mic.
You
Russian
are
it.
killing me,
Russian it.
Chef. Hey, Chef, while I have the opportunity and have you here right now, and we've bombarded you all week long, but you've gotten to know us a little bit. But in particular, say so. He's just so under-recognized. But Jay Parker,
I love Jay Parker.
working hard.
We've become very good friends this week.
Yeah.
I make him coffee before he comes. He texts me when he's on his way. I'm going to miss him next week. I'm very sad.
I have
He's
a feeling
amazing.
he probably might just come by for that morning coffee.
I know. He said that he told us about that routine, just so you know. He loves your morning routine that you guys have created.
I got to say, honestly, I may miss Jay Parker next week.
Well, he won't miss us, but you
I
miss
don't know,
Jay.
maybe. Because you guys make me talk.
Jay-
He just hangs out with me.
That's right. Jay is a legend. He really is. And any opportunity I get to talk about Jay Parker, I like to take. And thank you for welcoming us into your house. It's been quite the whirlwind of a week. This is the last course. Rebecca, I always think that if I say just the right thing, you might just cry with me, because I think this deserves a couple of tears. Ending this week, it's been amazing, Chef.
This week has been amazing. If our fearless leader is listening, thank you, Craig, for this beautiful, beautiful venue and allowing us to have this amazing dinner series here. We're really lucky not
Putting us
only to
all
have
together.
this space,
Yeah.
but this whole team, and you guys here, and Jason and Tyzok and Chef Scott and I barely get to cook together.
It's so fun
it's
when you
super,
do, though.
Super,
It's so fun
super
when you guys
fun.
get to cook together.
Eric, our other partner in this company, thank you for being here and helping us out. It's just a wonderful way to finish this week. Chef Scott, thank you. I love working with you.
If you really want to
Thank you
thank me,
so
I'll,
much for your
can
help.
I have two of
Me
these?
too.
Hey, Rebecca. Jay Parker's putting a headset on. This is when you know we're closing down the series. And
Yeah.
Check.
Jay's check. He's got the logo. He's representing, right? He's got the hat, the T-shirt on. Jay, we were just talking about you. I don't know whether it was good or bad, but we were.
It was great.
Well, if I could guess, I'd say it was incredible.
It
It
was
was about your
incredible.
coffee
Look
intake.
at this. I heard you guys talking a little bit about colors, right? And this is, in my estimation, like a little bit of how you eat with your eyes, right? That's part of it too. You know. That's
What do you know about eating?
I know how to eat. Listen, man, just
There's
because
very
I
few
don't
people that
just-
get you to eat.
Oh,
Chef
in
Rebecca
addition
got
to
you to
the
eat today.
coffee in the morning,
Yeah.
you do get to-go meals at the end of the night as well.
See, now listen, I just don't eat
That's
like a
love right
traditional
there.
person
Yeah.
at a table with
That's okay.
utensils.
It's grazer.
You know, I consume
Oh.
the same amount of food and I enjoy
Yeah.
it just the same, only I am, half naked and I use my hands.
Oh my God.
And
Okay.
sometimes it's toast.
Like that's right. So, Snap. I'm gonna keep Snap.
That's
I'm watching this come together.
It's
and,
so beautiful.
and so Rebecca's been doing this for 5 days straight. You know, you've had each chef has been coming in doing their
She's
thing.
been out here helping
but
out
who's
with every
been here
single
with
one.
every single one of them?
Yeah.
Chef Rebecca.
Chef Rebecca. And then she finishes off with this. She's sprinting across the finish line.
Now, Chef always says that she's shy and she doesn't like to talk about herself.
You guys brought her out a little bit
I
this
think
week.
that
She's
we
definitely
should talk about her. If
warmed
she
up.
won't do it, then let's do it. We'll go on down the
Let's
line.
not.
She doesn't mind if you do.
She might not finish this round of desserts. She's
Talented, commands a kitchen. Everybody loves her. The stories that she was saying with Alex Seidel here, the other day, how they met and where the ranks that she came up through. I mean, just shining.
You've been such
Yeah.
a huge
Just
help
shining.
today. I just want to thank
Oh, look
you
at
and
that.
all week.
It was
You're
really
just
fun
like
for
an
her to have
awesome,
that
awesome
moment, too, with
presence.
those guys again
And
on
I
Wednesday.
thank you so much.
Wasn't
We
that something
really
else?
appreciate you.
She's doing what a
I
great
gotta
chef
come
would
check
do.
out your place. When are you
Compliment.
reopening?
All right, here's what we need to do. We need to regroup. We need a
we need
strong
to steal.
finish.
We need
Oh,
to steal
cool.
one of
I
these
definitely wanna
desserts right
come.
now.
Yeah, I think we do too. Okay, we're going to do a
Might not be
strong
finished
finish. We're at Logan Street. We thank you guys for joining us.
High five,
DJ's
Chef-o.
running around on that roaming camera. We're going to bring up Charles Talbot, another
Yeah.
Centennial
We've been sipping
farm.
on his cider all night.
I know. How
and
is
we
it?
buy his grapes. His ciders are great. I've worked with them in the past, and Carboy Winery buys grapes from Talbot Farms. Always has great product, and we love working with it. And I think we actually just bought a little bit of bulk wine from him as well that we'll put into one of our blends.
We're going to wrap this baby up in a real way. It's going to be
do
good.
it.
All right, these guys are waiting for this dessert. This dessert's going to bring down the house.
You want to wrap it up by me eating this dessert? Is that what you said?
Well, yes.
We all want our own individual desserts this round?
Yes,
Is that what we're doing?
I think we do.
I think so.
All right.
You know what I like?
Do we have enough?
You keep going, yeah.
You know what I like? I just talking with the owner of Talbot Farms that's here.
Yeah.
Man, what a great guy though. Just
Yeah.
as a person.
This guy, Charles?
Yeah.
That guy
Oh, look at me blushing.
I've been interacting with him all week on social media. You know, he's been liking
Let's
the pics.
extol
We've
your
been
virtues.
talking behind the scenes, and like I said, we've been working with his fruit for the past couple of years, and I've worked with his ciders in the past, running bar programs, and happy to have y'all here.
Yeah. Tonight we got the tie, we got the vest, we got
He
the hair
dresses like
comb.
he dresses like I dress.
Had to bring
I have
in some of
same
that
vest.
cowboy swag,
I
you know, a
love
little bit of
it,
that Western
man.
slope love.
Yeah, the official introduction. Charles Talbot joins us. We're on the stream. We're trying to plan our how we bring the house down, right? This is the last dinner, the last course. Everybody's dining. They're in that crease I was talking about.
Yeah.
How's
Okay.
it from your side?
From
How's
my
it looking over there?
It's happy. It's lovely. The setting all together just sets this extremely relaxing mood. The food is absolutely fantastic. On top of that, you add the great Colorado beverages that we've been enjoying tonight. The conversation's flowing. People are laughing. People are smiling.
That's all you need.
It's unbelievable.
That's good stuff.
You're in the crease.
You're in the crease, my friend. All right, these guys have no idea. Look at this. Look over here.
Goodness gracious.
Look at your pears, man.
I think you should just tell everybody.
see those?
Thank you for coming, and have them all leave, and we'll just eat the rest. We'll eat them all.
That's right. Can we get all these to go? If you don't mind. Look at the color on these pears, man.
It's
That's
absolutely
in wine.
unbelievable. It's so beautiful.
There were probably some grapes from you.
You know, there's a good chance there.
Well, it was a Carboy wine that they married. What did she say? Greg, do you remember that?
She
Poached them
poached them
in wine.
a little bit of sugar, wine, spices, and then poached them in that, and then reduced that down afterwards, and poured that over the top as a drizzle.
Oh,
And then the powdered sugar on the top.
she just doubles down on
And
it.
that
I
last
love it.
ingredient, is that from Scott?
That looks like
Is
quintessential.
that Scott's
fall.
Garden right there that you're putting on
Yeah,
top?
what are you putting on there, Chef?
From my garden.
Fried rosemary from Chef's Garden.
How did it work out? How did it turn out with the garden the rest of the season?
Pretty good. I mean, I had a little potted garden that I did in my
We
yard
have a
this
ton
year.
of nasturtiums here, though, that we've
Yeah.
been still using. Yeah.
And I bring them from home, too, because
Yeah.
I have an obsession with nasturtium
The
and
ones
have
we
like
planted,
10 nasturtium pots
They
at
didn't
home.
flower at all here, but but we've had leaves galore.
Yeah, we have. We've had a ton. It's pretty cool.
if you guys wouldn't mind, keep this stream going. I'm going to get set over here. We're going to get Charles Talbot
Can you
up.
guys
We're
still
going to
hear
get the
me?
chef back in.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
we're talking
You're
to you.
You're live.
And chef's in the kitchen right now. We're plating this delicious dessert. We're going to talk
This is
about
awesome.
dessert. We're going to talk about the pears coming from Charles Talbot, and then we're going to bring this
You
house
guys can
down
start running
on the.
from over there.
Oh, they're going to start running.
From
Okay,
there.
I'm going to grab these microphones. You get this microphone. All right, Brian, that's yours. This is mine.
Yeah.
That's Charles's.
There was rosemary in the poaching liquid. It goes. I like
All
rosemary,
right.
Chef.
I'm running food.
Half move.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. Good job, you guys. Really
Okay,
good
we're
job.
running dessert out.
We wanna
How
finish- we
was
wanna
that
finish
main
strong.
course? Woo! I mean, really, truly, that was amazing. We were talking about that on the stream, Brian, and oh my goodness. This is what, okay, so now you should officially be in the crease. Who's in the crease?
Yes.
You're in the crease?
Are you
All right,
in the
you're
crease?
feeling it. You're loving it. I'm glad you're here tonight. As we wrap up a wonderful week, there's a lot of thank yous that we have to do, and we will do those. But there's also a couple of people that we still want to talk to. Chef Rebecca, is your mic on?
I think so.
Yep. Hey, Chef Rebecca. All right, let's describe this dessert, if you could. Here is dessert coming out, and Chef Rebecca Weitzman coming out.
Thank you, Chef.
This dessert is a brown butter and roasted pear tort. There are red wine poached pears. We did use our Carboy Grand Valley red wine for that, and we poached pears down with a little bit of thyme and rosemary. On top is a little toasted rosemary, and on the bottom of the plate is a mascarpone that's been whipped with some coarse brown sugar and sea salt. So enjoy.
I mean, just enjoy. Like, you've got on top of the mountain, you're going to eat that, and you'll never want to come back down. This is the best of the best that you have right here. And what makes it good is delicious local ingredients. And we have another Centennial Farm out of Palisade, Colorado. We've been lucky to have this gentleman join us all week. He's a class act. He's very passionate about what he does. Sixth generation or fifth generation? Sixth generation farmer from Talbot Farms. Here he is, Charles Talbot,
is that
here
the
with us
pears?
tonight. Yep.
They're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for doing such a great job with the fruit that we're producing on the Western Slope.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were really excited to get those pears in. I used them 2 ways. We liked
Yeah.
them
What'd you
so
do to
much.
his pears?
What's that?
What'd you do to his pears tonight?
We diced them up and macerated them and put them in the cake, and then we took half of them and poached them in our Carboy red wine.
Yeah,
So
true.
2 good applications.
Great products. But talk about what you grow there at Talbot's.
Talbot Farms.
Yeah, so my name is Charles Talbot. I'm a 6th generation peach farmer in Palisade, Colorado. We have been farming in the Grand Valley since 1907. Today we still have 3 generations working in our operation. Although my grandpa is still semi-retired, he finds the time to come in and haggle us every day and, keep us happy, keep us honest, and
Like our elders should.
yeah,
our
like
elders
you should, From there, we farm about 350 acres of peaches, about 160 acres of wine grapes, in supplying 34 Colorado wineries. We also make our own Colorado wines as well. And then we do about 40 acres of miscellaneous that are broken down between pears, cherries, apricots, and a small amount of apples. We produce apple juice. We've been doing that since the 1980s. My dad started that in 1983, and then in 2015, my cousin and I started Talbot Cider Company, which is a hard cider company that's distributed statewide. So we got the farm, we got the fresh juice, the cidery, the winery, the tap house, and we're just seeing where we can go next.
Well, and Charles, I want to say something special, Greg, because we haven't spoken about this all week long, but where the location of your family orchards is very different and unique because Palisade just isn't one level. You guys are up higher on the mesa, and that creates a different growing region almost. You have a microclimate up there versus what they have down lower, but I think you have orchards all around. But talk about that and what you guys have learned.
So we have multiple microclimates in the Grand Valley. We actually call it the banana belt. You got the Book Cliffs, you got the Grand Mesa, and then you have Horse Mountain. The closer you are to the mountains, the less of a chance you have of freezing. So your varieties change based on cold hardiness. The closer you are to the mountains, to the further you get away. But if you look at what we're growing in Palisade, Colorado, you couldn't grow it 20 minutes in Grand Junction because the climate is 10 to 15 degrees colder, which is enough to say you can't grow there.
Wow, just you can't grow there. Talbot Farms, we did a tour, I think, a week ago, just last week, or man, we were there to see the operation. You have so much history there. You guys are amazing. Got to see your father. Your mother was here with us last night. This is truly what Colorado and community is all about, but I'd love to hear it for Charles Talbot and Talbot Farms right now, if you would.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have a lot of people to thank here as we wrap up the fall dinner series. Hopefully you took a lot of pictures. You will see, I mean, come on, Colorado. Are we glad to be here or what? Look at tonight.
Yes.
It's October 2nd.
Yes.
It's amazing. We've got about 5 more minutes to make some noise, and we're going to make some noise because we have to.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. First of all, we need to thank Chef so much for just killing it, batting cleanup. Chef Rebecca Weitzman.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes,
much.
yes.
Let's hear it for Chef Rebecca Weitzman.
Yes.
That's what I love. You guys, I'm gonna thank every single person in this place, individually probably.
Awesome.
Your staff that helped out tonight. Could you please acknowledge these guys? Jorge, we got to meet him a little bit.
100%. Scott, of course, Chef Scott, my partner in crime in this company.
Chef
Thank
Scott
you for your
Hiveneth,
help.
and your dinner last night was delicious
And
too.
I don't know where Mark went. He's been super helpful too this entire week, and we're so appreciative of him,
Mark Whistler.
wherever you are.
Yep, there he is.
Thanking you.
Mr. Mark Whistler, thanks for all the help this week. Eric Hyatt, thank you so much. Snap, Jason, amazing. Thank you guys. Where's Ty Zock? Ty Zock here as well. Thank you, Ty Zock. There he is. Thank you, sir.
And Craig Jones. Don't
Craig
forget
Jones,
Craig Jones.
absolutely. You guys, service industry is not an easy thing to be in right now. We gave you an experience tonight. I want you to give back. This is my ask for you. They gave us this space to do the fall dinner series, and that means a lot to give up this beautiful patio. I want you, when the servers come around and give you a 0 tab, to show the appreciation beyond what you could possibly think that they could do. But you have to acknowledge the great work that these guys have done at Carboy and Logan Street. Let's hear it for this wonderful staff tonight. Treat them awesome and well. To all of our sponsors that have helped us out this entire week, we thank you guys for participating, joining, and believing what we do at the Modern Eater. It just, I'll tear up. I really will. This means the world to us.
Yeah.
This is everything. We want to keep people connected and have
It's
that
a
full
social-
loop.
It's a social group of people that we have in Colorado, this network of purveyors, farmers, distillers, and brewers, that they use each other, they share their knowledge, and they really bring the best out to all of us.
It's
And
community,
thank you, yeah.
for sure. I want to do this. James, take your headset off. Gigi, please come up front if you would. James, if you would. Where's Jay Parker? Jay, come over here. Dave Avery, where are you at, sir? Come here, please. I'll tell you what, the Modern Eater staff, we are a tight-knit group. We work
Come on
really
out
hard.
here,
We
you
put it
guys.
together,
Come
but our
on.
executive producer, Jay Parker,
Jay!
does it every single night. I love this guy like you would not believe, but truly this dinner and all of these dinners wouldn't happen without this gentleman, Jay Parker. Let's hear it for Jay once again.
Yeah, Jay.
Mr.
Jay,
Brian
Jay.
Freeman, come on over here,
Oh,
my
man.
friend.
Oh,
Brian
man.
Freeman, he does great work. We say he invented produce. We're not lying. If you have a produce question, you want to grow something, Brian Freeman, he's the guy. He's
thank
my
you.
Better half. And thank you, Brian Freeman, for everything that you do.
And I'm going to throw
Brian
that
Freeman.
back at you,
No, don't even
Greg
talk.
Hollenbach.
Stop. Dave Avery, you're our sound guy. You do great work. You're here with us every single time. This man donates his time. He's a fabulous gentleman. He's a professional, and he does so much for the Modern Eater. Thank you, Dave Avery.
Thank you.
Avery.
James is our producer of the production. James has been with us just a short time. We fell in love with James. He's been here with us. He will continue to stay with us. Thank you, James. You do a great job
James,
as well.
our little angel. Our little angel.
Behind the camera there, our cameraman works so hard. DJ, dude, you've just killed it this whole time. You make us look good. Thank you, DJ, for doing that as well. Gigi, you're our photographer. Kevin Galaba as well. But Gigi, this is Gigi Youngblood. When you see the great photos of the Modern Eater and so many food pics, it's this lady right here, Gigi Youngblood.
Gigi.
Thank you, Gigi. Kevin Galaba, I mentioned as well. He's been here with us this whole week. Kevin, you're not here tonight, but we got to thank you too, Kevin. You guys, there's so many friends and family here. I told you we were going to take a picture at the end. This is where it gets interesting. It's the contrasting comparison from the beginning of the dinner to right now. We're all going to huddle in here, and this is what community is all about. We're all family right now. Get together, put your hands up, do something interesting. We're going to come back here. What about you guys over there? We love each and every one of you. All right, down low, you guys, hands, do something interesting. That's right. You are a part of our family. We thank each and every one of you. Let's hear it for you guys for being here tonight. You're our family. Thank you so much. And lastly, one more time, let's bring this house down right now. This is the end. It's your obligation. Let's hear it for Chef Rebecca Weitzman and Carboy Winery. Get up. Get off your feet. I know you got food in you. Stand up. Let's hear it for this young lady.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you all for being here. You don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. I love every single one of you. You guys, thank you so much. Joe, you're the man. Good night. Thank you so much from the Modern Eater. That's how you